Last episode, if I am not wrong, was
Might we get Garth to do it?
Parker's Secret Life. And Garth, well, Garth, you weren't there, were you?
I wasn't here, and I haven't seen it.
No,
So.
you're not going to be doing the recap this week, but Luke's point of view might be interesting for this recap. Because Dr. Shipman, he was kind of around for a lot of what happened, but got everything kind of secondhand. So how he perceived last episode is kind of curious to me.
Well, basically, John witnessed that Sage and Parker are in a sexual relationship, and there's boat building.
That's not a position, by the way.
and Philippe and Sage found a whole bunch of gimp suits in Parker's closet, and then there's some sort of weird behavior around not being apologetic for that, but then waiting for him to approach them. So yeah, that was what Dr.
Shipman witnessed. Okay, right. So Sage, what was your point of view?
Well, but I guess on the other side,
a little bit more detail. I mean, you've learned things about.
Oh yeah, I want to spend more time with Parker, and so that's what I did. I joined him at his work in order to help him.
Right.
So how's Alan about all this?
Well,
he's going to kill himself.
How is Alan about all this? Alan's heartbroken, but he's dealing with it because he still gets his blood. So at the end of the day, he will get over it, but presently Alan is having a hard time emotionally. He's a little bit unstable. Yeah. It doesn't come across so much in his actions, so much as his demeanor and his attitude. He's just a little bit sarcastic at the moment. He's a little bit prickish, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I think it's perhaps understandable. Do you not? Do you agree? Yeah. So, in any case, are we now in the following evening? People, would we like to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, who's awake?
Well, I think I'm the earlier of the risers. What about Sam? What?
Sam, well, that's a great question. What is Sam's humanity? I mean, you don't have to tell us, but you can.
I'm just bringing it up because I can't remember myself.
You do have to tell me. Or in any case, I will look it up. I like your pick, by the way, for Sam. He's cool. Okay.
6.
I just saw this. This is excellent. Great work. Okay, so Sam.
So I wake up before the two of you.
Yeah, he's like 6. Yeah. Okay, so Sage, you're awake.
Yeah.
And you've received your evening reports.
I'm currently at Parker's room.
I see. Well, you have a message on your phone that when you check it, tells you, your reports are beginning to get meaningless to you because the money is beginning to increase to a point where you're now in the tens of millions of pounds worth of money that you've collected from your album now.
Yep.
Yeah. You've been invited to several media events, 5 media events. Electra has sent you a message saying that she thinks it's time for you to get an agent, for her basically to sign you up properly with some agencies and such. Anyway, that's by the by. That's all messages that you will be receiving. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to get changed. And I'm going to...
Oh, Barry's contacting me. Sorry for the interruption.
It's all right.
Let me invite him over here. Speak to me.
Okay. I guess I'm thinking about the events of last night. Wow. It's so weird to have this many plays.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm just thinking back on those events.
Greetings, welcome. And so she's sitting in a chair or in her box, or
well, I'm at Parker's, so I think I'll be sitting on his bed, putting on my shoes, my boots.
Okay.
Yeah, tying my boots up.
Right. Well, Parker is busy buttoning up a white shirt.
Oh, he's here.
You're Parker's, aren't you?
Yes, I thought he was. I didn't know he was asleep. I thought he would have stayed up.
Actually, you don't know whether he was asleep. You just know that he's buttoning up a white shirt because you've gotten up and here he is getting changed. But if you make a perception check.
All right.
Hi, Barry.
I can already tell it's suspicious. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry, just finding perception alertness.
Perception alertness.
5.
5.
Good start.
Wow.
Good start.
Well, you were able to ascertain that based on the dirty clothes lying in the corner by the cleaning, the dirty laundry basket, he's probably just getting changed for his night shift.
Oh.
You have this sudden insight that Parker has like a whole routine during the day, and then at nighttime when the sun set, he gets changed. He dresses up. He changes his whole outfit for the vampire night life. He's a different person in the day. You sort of suddenly have this insight.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. I didn't see you there.
I'm sure you did.
Well, I was aware that you were here, but forgive me, I honestly wasn't paying attention.
How are you?
I'm well. And yourself?
I've been asleep the entire time.
Well, you've done something. I see you put shoes
Rested
on.
well.
I
Yes.
take it you've put shoes on over clothes and you're not like naked with shoes on.
No. Yeah.
Because then you're very naked if you've got shoes on with no clothes on. That's, anyway. Go on.
So Parker, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go back home.
All right.
I know that you're a busy man.
True. Would you like a lift?
I would love a lift.
Very
Thank
well.
you.
How would you like to travel? We have a number of vehicles here under our supervision.
Ooh, the fastest one.
The fastest one. Are you looking to cause us any trouble by way of speeding tickets and fines, or car chases, accidents, collateral damage, anything like that I should be aware of before I take this on?
Maybe.
I mean, you of course can drive. You will have made the call, and I, being a humble retainer, will of course follow your decisions. However,
Right.
I would like to be updated as to what sort of trouble I'm about to be in.
Oh, I feel like I need to get rid of some energy.
I see.
So I really want to drive really fast.
Are you thinking
motorcycle?
I was thinking along those lines myself.
Yes, unless it's raining.
It's always raining, but
That's true. It's London.
let's have a look. What's the weather like today? Would anyone like to roll a d4 for me? Does anyone have a d4? Do any of you guys even have d4s? It's all the way now.
No.
I do in my dice jar, but I have no idea where that is at the moment.
I have a d4.
Hang on. There it is.
Mine are over there somewhere.
No, basically, this is the weather ranging from, it's been very clear and hot during the day to extremely shit. Four
Right,
increments.
we got a
Is 4
4.
increments enough? Do we need 10 increments?
Up you go.
I rolled a 4.
I
So
rolled a 4. Oh, well, in that case, the weather is extremely shit.
Oh. I guess we're taking a vehicle.
I suppose so. Perhaps something a little grunty like a armored vehicle.
Yes. Yes, I love armored vehicles.
I heard that about you.
I have a fondness for them now. All right, let's go.
So off you go, and Parker drives you, or you drive the animal.
I'm driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
He says, while you're driving along, he's like, do you want me to get in the back and pretend to play tanks and robbers or something? I can stand up in the turret and pretend to shoot at people. I'm just kidding.
Please don't. that would be causing an issue.
That could cause an issue, yes.
I'm going to roll a dex and try whether you like it or not.
All right.
3.
It's the sort of thing I would have asked for if I'd thought of it. A 3, yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
You drive as precisely as you wish to,
Excellent.
And you don't drive over anybody, tempting as it may be. The traffic is on a scale of let's see, 1 to 10. We'll stick with the D10s for the vampire games. 8. Traffic is kind of shit too, to be honest. There's a lot of stop-start, but you get to sit in traffic in an armored vehicle and people are staring at you, checking it out. Okay, eventually you get there. Barry, who are you right now? Are you Philippe?
Yes, I would have to be unless we're playing the game at the mountain.
Well, no, that's right. So Philippe, what are you doing on this new evening?
I'll go and visit John because he's had some time to mix in and,
Okay. So John. Now John is a character that was not mentioned during our recap. So this will be interesting. John, to any new viewers, namely Garth, because nobody else watches this rubbish. John is a new retainer that Philippe is making, who looks like a bit like Dolph Lundgren. That's the actor I've pegged him on. He wears little circular John Lennon glasses. They're not shades. They're actually prescription glasses. Apparently, they look like they're very well engineered. He's very tidy and very precise, and he's very tall. And yeah. Okay, so Philippe's gotten up and he's gone to find John. Are you expecting him to be at your location, or are you going to be going to where you think he might be? How does this work?
I will go to his, because he's in the apartments that I'm in. He's got his own room.
Okay, right. That makes sense. Okay, so you go downstairs. I'm going to suggest that he has his own living room area as well, and there's a TV and...
Yep. I knock on his door because...
he comes
I
over.
am polite. I am always polite.
So, Philippe, come in. He straightens his glasses. What is happening today?
Have you had time to figure out what kind of security we need and people?
Well, I've definitely been looking into it, and I've been making lists. I've made some calls. There's a lot of things happening in regards to that. Also, I've been talking to your friend Parker, who is the other retainer who works for, is it Bishop that they said?
That is right, yes.
I have this straight. Excellent, that's good. And he was talking about a number of things for security, where we can get things, who we can get them from. I mean, I met them first. So yeah, there's a lot of details to be had there. Still looking to speak with Bishop. Apparently he's away, so I don't know when he's coming back, but he's an important person to the organization, and we can't move some of these things forward without him.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, things are good, I think. Is there anything that you need right now?
No, there's nothing that I need. I will be going to the gallery.
Oh, yeah?
You, of course, know that I have a gallery by now.
Yep. So we'll be escorting you there?
Yes.
All right. The other thing that Parker said to me that just, between us, of course, nothing is very... I understand this thing, Masquerade.
Yes.
So he said that I should accompany you sometime when you go out to feed.
Yes.
So I can see what it looks like and get used to it. And then maybe also I can help protect you in the case of some kind of accident or attack or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good.
Yes.
So you just tell me when you're ready for these things and we can move upon them.
I will.
All right.
I will let you know.
I am thinking I'm going to have a team of 3 working under me.
All right.
I'm not going to introduce you to them because you're never going to meet them. They're going to be watching us at all times.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Has Parker told you that occasionally, has he told you about the Sabbat and things like that?
Not exactly. No, I still very just learning basic things.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
told me that there are some clans I need to know about, and
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
maybe there's a lot of complexity that I don't understand yet. But perhaps you can tell me and teach me more. I'm listening.
I think you and I should work on that for this evening.
All right.
We will study this evening, and I will go through it with you.
Okay.
And it will save a lot of time. Then you will know what everything is all about. I do not want you confused, or I want you to know what is going on.
Thank you. All right. All right. So out of game. That's what you and John are going to do. Yeah.
Yep. For once, I use my eidetic memory to tell him everything I know that he needs time.
And he makes notes on paper.
Okay. I tell him he has to get rid of those notes eventually, because everything's confidential. It's the Masquerade.
He says, "What if I keep them here until I really know the stuff in memory? Which shouldn't take too long, maybe a week or two.
All right.
And then I can burn them all together. But I just keep them inside the building. They never leave this room."
Excellent. In fact, there is a safe in your closet, is there not?
Oh, I don't have the code for that.
Well, I do.
All right.
It is. Blah, blah, blah.
All right.
Yeah.
And we'll pause there. Garth.
Yep.
Hello,
Who are you? And who is Garth this evening?
I am Sam.
I am Sam. Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. What are you doing, Sam?
That was sadly predictable.
Yep.
Sadly predictable.
Yep, I'll probably be in my little room at Uther's at the moment, just staying
At
low.
Uther's? All right. So, okay. There's a knock at your door.
Go up and answer it.
Uther stands before you. Greetings,
Good evening.
Sam. May I enter?
Of course,
He comes in. Are you well?
I am. Are you?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate your asking. Have you any plans?
Not currently.
Good. Good. Are you interested in learning the disciplines of the gangrel?
Yes.
Then we shall begin.
Right.
And he takes you upstairs and out into the wilderness, the surroundings, the what do you call this? The estate park area. Open plains and trees and things. Of course, it's dark. What do you know, Sam? Tell me of your protean.
So far, I can see in the dark, and Earthmeld have claws.
You can earth meld now.
Yes. So I've managed to stay on the run,
I see.
on the move.
I see. And your animalism?
I'm able to speak with animals briefly.
Is this a discipline that you're interested in?
It is.
And other disciplines that you may have?
There are none.
There are none. Curious. If I teach you these disciplines, Sam, please do remember this favor.
I will.
I do not
Thank
teach
you.
them lightly. You are gangrel, which means that we are of similar blood. You will find, as you venture into the city of London and other places, that my name is not always welcome. Sometimes it is best for you to keep my connections to you private, as they may come as a hindrance.
I'll take that on board. Thank you.
I have done things. I have stolen secrets from another clan. They are, shall we say, a little vengeful on the subject. I could teach you these disciplines, but they will mark you too. But I do not keep them from you, for I think they should be accessible to all.
I'm very much keen to learn whatever there is. And, well, I've already pissed off enough people, so a few more.
I wish only to make you clear as to the consequences of the actions that you may take, so that you can take responsibility for them. Because I will not. Is that understood?
It is understood.
Very well. Then you may choose which discipline it is that you wish to advance this evening, and I will begin your
Go
tutor.
with Animalism 2.
Okay, out of game, Animalism 2, that's what you're aiming for?
Yep.
How many XP do you need for that?
Probably all of them. It's a new character. Oh no, I've got 2.
You got 2, so how many XP all up for a new discipline?
I think
Or
it's
clan discipline?
another
that's
3.
isn't it?
Another 3 XP.
3 XP?
It's 5 to go up to 2.
To 2. Right, got you. All right. I'll give you that.
Right.
You spend some time pushing your animalism. And what does this allow you to do now? Is this Sweet Whispers? Is that level 2?
I think this is I'm able to call them to me. Hang on, because I've reinstalled everything. I've got to find where all my books are. So
It's a good idea.
Dr.
Since your
Shipman,
dog
you're
is
coming up next. I'm going to want to talk to you.
MIA.
Have a think about what you're up to.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Does
No.
Can't remember my own name. Does Bishop know QED?
QED. Does Bishop know QED? Yeah, in passing.
He's going to go to a more superior member of the order and ask if he can learn wolf's claws.
Okay.
Okay.
The answer is yes, and you will.
Okay.
You gotta go through level 1 first,
You will.
Yep.
and then level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But while I'm here.
Right. Yeah, it makes
While I'm
sense.
here,
I mean, that's
I
why
thought-
you're there, actually. So that makes a lot of sense.
damn, it looks like it's a little bit heavy-handed. I need to find where my books are from a backup.
Did you manage to find it? I really should
Apples.
just.
I have it
these
in
out.
real life behind me. 1 second.
All right.
And we are looking for animalism. Then a little bit helps if you can spell animalism. Animalism. Oh, come on. Yes. Okay. Number 2 is the beckoning. Yes, the essence of the animal has grown strong in you. And now animals respond when you call to them.
Nice.
Okay. You are now able to summon nearly any species, nearly any species, drawing them to you. The character must actually sing in the voice of the animals to be summoned. I give you XP if you do this on screen. Howling like a wolf or squawking like a bird, etc. The primary limitation is that you may not call animals of different species at the same time, I assume. One only summons may be active at a time. There's no way to cancel it, a call after it has been made. Thus, you'd better get it right the first time. Haha. Animals called in this way are under no immediate obligation to heed your commands. They're often friendly and inquisitive, and there is a system. Right, taking you all the way up to 5 successes where all the animals respond. Cool. All right, thank you. Now we know what Sam can do. Mr. Shipman.
Oh.
I should say Dr. Shipman. I should address him correctly. Dr. Shipman, what are you doing this evening?
I think I'd still, I guess if Uther is working with Sam, then I probably would have gone to the hospital.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think while I'm there, I'm probably going to start looking into how to, I guess, source this equipment for the airport.
Okay.
And at the same time, mainly focusing for myself and looking into blood transfusion equipment.
Right. Okay, so you're prancing about the hospital doing these things. I will say that because sometimes your appointments with Uther are really just a quick examination and, a short questionnaire, basically, so a little survey. You can do a lot of this in a short amount of time, so you really only have to see him once a night for half an hour or to an hour, perhaps. So you can fit that in anywhere. As you're moving about the hospital doing your business, you are, as often is the case, surprised by your sire, who appears almost out of nowhere from behind a sheet. He thinks this is exceptionally funny.
Hello again. It's always good to see you.
And always good to see you as well, I have to say, yes. So, I've got news for you.
What's it about?
Well, you know those that container that you looked at a little while ago? I have the address and location of the next one.
Okay.
So I believe that you and your friends, because I do understand you've been working with some fairly close-knit tight group of vampires, should investigate it.
Okay. I'll start writing it down on my noteboard. Oh, okay. It's got it written down.
Piece of paper with the thing on it. So, yeah, I paid these fuckers £2 million for this container. So,
wait, you paid them for it?
Well, yeah, I want to know what the fuck they were going to do and see it happen.
Okay.
I was curious, It's like, if it's possible that we could get like a whole supply chain, I mean, maybe there's something we can do with that. I mean, there's a borderline kind of between masquerade breaches and all that sort of thing, But I think there's a line upon which one can walk that is inside the line and boundaries of Prince and Primate Council, and you know what I'm saying, right? Am I wrong, Dr. Shipman?
No, you're always right, sir. You're always right.
That's what I thought too. I assumed that was the case, and I thought you'd say so. It was one of the reasons I trust you, Dr. Shipman. I come to you for these reasons. You are very reliable, and I must say, I personally, I mean, if you'd been my family doctor, that would have been just fucking great.
Might be still alive.
Well, there are members of my family that are still alive.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway,
you can always bring them in for a checkup if you want. What do you want me to do with these people?
Well, I'm just curious to know what state they're in, mostly. And I'm also curious because between you and me, the fella that sold me this bullshit, I didn't trust him, not one bit. He was shifty as all fuck.
The same guy that you dealt with last time?
Yeah.
Was it more shifty than normal, or?
Well, I was looking at his aura while we was talking, and he was fucking lying. Half the things he was saying. I didn't want to pry too far, so I thought the best way to find out what's going on is just pay the man, see what he delivers. Because if what he's doing is, all that bad, etc., well, now you've got a route by which you can trace him. And if you
I was going to say, do you want me to continue? When we find these people, and they're there, do you then want me to release them, or do you want me to bring them somewhere?
Well, as I say, it depends on the state of them, really. And to be honest, I'm not sure what we're going to do with them, but I do want to know who they are.
Okay. Did he say they're shipped from the same place? Was it Romania, I think?
That's what he said, yeah.
Okay.
That's what the man said.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go. I'll go get some Romanian speakers and we'll go check it out.
Right. Well, good luck with that. I greatly appreciate your efforts, Doctor. And perhaps I'll come in tomorrow to get those test results.
Yes, and I'll throw him a blood bag of his blood that I always keep one around me on me when I'm going around.
Oh,
for him.
thank you so very much, Dr. Shipman. And he turns around, and as he does, his cloak kind of flips around him, and he becomes a doctor with a doctor's outfit and a hat like he's about to go into surgery. And he walks off through the plastic curtains, pushes his way out, and disappears. Sage, what are you up to?
Oh, I was
The
heading
vehicle
home.
arrives.
Oh, great.
Where are you?
At my home.
You're at your home?
Yep.
Just checking.
Okay. Yep. I will park the armored vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I should make you. Do you want a Dex and Drive check to park the armored vehicle?
I think I'll
can
be
do that?
okay not rolling
Alright.
that.
Okay.
I
Having fun.
I've experienced parking those things a few times now.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now you know why I'm called Mr. Parker. He gets out and closes the door.
That's horrible. I'll get out too. That's really bad, Parker. Please
Yes,
no.
that was my father's joke.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's been passed down
Cute.
from more than one generation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, now that we're here, where to?
You want to join me?
Well, well, I've got things to do, yes, but I've got some time. I thought you were
Oh.
going to get me, I don't know, I was going to say coffee, but that seems a little bit retainerish, doesn't it?
Why don't you come inside?
How's Alan?
Well, I don't know.
Speaking of Alan, maybe I
What?
should go. You're right, I should probably go.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I have to have a chat to him. I'm sure he doesn't feel very happy.
Do I get a kiss before you go? Is that possible, given all
Maybe it's possible. Sure. Well, I'll go up and give him a kiss.
All right. And he tries to make it last as long as possible.
Oh, okay.
How long?
Don't try too hard.
How long is that?
I don't know. We'll go with the D10,
Go with the D10. Yeah, of course. Right.
Is it hours? Like
2 hours.
2 hours.
No, I don't think so. 20 seconds.
20
20
seconds.
seconds. All right,
20
and then you
seconds.
can then you turn around and go to leave. Can you make a perception and security check?
Okay, perception security. I don't know. Just the one.
Just the one. It's enough for you to go. There's a security camera right there above the door, facing right this direction.
I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. It's my security camera.
Your security camera?
Yeah.
That's right. With your security people.
Hmm.
That's right. Okay, so you go in.
Yep. Bye.
And Mr. Parker waves and he drives off. And everything's quiet in your apartment.
I'll go and feed Corey.
You go where?
I'm going to go feed Corey, the cat.
Corey the cat. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah, fair call. You do that.
Yep. Mundane things, you know.
Takes a few minutes and it happens. So I'm not going to drag it out.
Yeah.
You're not going to make me play a cat. I'm sorry.
You already did.
Oh,
Okay, and then I'll look for Alan.
Okay.
Here, Alan. Here, boy, where are you?
Alan comes running out in his underwear with a Glock in one hand, and he's like, "What? Where is it? Where is he?
Wait.
You right? Fuck.
What? Are you okay?
Sorry, thought you were calling out to me. I thought there was trouble.
No. Are you all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
You're in your underwear.
And packs it into the back of his undies. And he's like, I'll be back. And he walks off and closes the door.
I assume he's got someone over. Maybe I'll make a coffee. Does he like coffee? You know, he's probably a tea guy. I'll make a couple of teas.
A couple of teas.
Mm.
All right. How many do you make?
I'll make 2 teas, right? One for him, and if he has someone over, it could be for them, or if I could just pretend like it's for me and not drink it.
Right.
Yeah.
A minute later, he comes out by himself, dressed in jeans and a shirt and some shoes. So, and he looks down. You all right? Everything's good?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
Did you have someone over?
No.
Are you sure?
Am I sure that I had some? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, are you lying to me?
I'm not lying to you.
Okay. I made you a tea.
You made me and someone else a tea. You really do think I have someone over, didn't you?
Maybe.
That's your guilty conscience.
Yeah, it's my guilty conscience.
I mean, I could have someone over. I mean, I suppose if I wanted to.
If you
I mean,
wanted to.
are you saying that I should? Has it come to that?
I'm just gonna walk off.
Okay.
Yeah, too shy for that conversation. I'm just gonna walk off.
All right.
Yeah.
He makes a comment about something you're wearing. Just a little bit.
What did you just say?
Just a little bit out of place, you know.
What did you just say?
Oh, I'm just saying that it looks good. It's nice.
Oh. You're acting very, very suspicious tonight.
Bollocks. So what are you doing? You got anything to do? You want to go somewhere? Do you want to come and watch me eat Nando's?
Are you going to have Nando's?
I might be. I'm thinking about it.
Okay, for old time's sake.
Great. So off you go then. You and Alan go off to Nando's.
Yeah, for me to watch him eat.
For you to watch him eat.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Why don't you order something new off the menu this time, Alan?
I don't like that shit. I like this.
Okay, well. I guess so. That's fine. It's just if you go for something new, I can, smell it and
right.
Yeah.
Who has burning actions they want to play? Nobody is jumping to say I want to do something. No. Philippe, what are you doing? You finished teaching John yet?
Yeah, and the bit he hates is he's going out to get a meal, which is quite simple. He'll get a lady from the evening, be in a flash car with John, and use he's got presents.
Yep.
Presents, and his oar, and once she's comfortable with that oar, he'll
Nom.
Yes, have that.
Nom. Okay, so you pick people up in vehicles, drive them around, feed on them while you're driving, and then drop them off, mostly intact.
Yep.
If possible.
Yes,
unless they freak out and you have some sort of an accident and have to accidentally kill them.
Yep.
In which case they get put in the boot of the car and taken somewhere for cremation.
And then I explained to him that these unfortunate things can happen sometimes, even with my powers, but I do my best to look for the better of the two happenings.
Right. Does Philippe give away any kind of notion of feeling haunted by these actions?
Because John is going to be his, well, how can I put it? Giorgio and Rosa will always be his main people.
Right.
this is going to be the person that's going to be with him 24/7.
Right.
So yeah, stuff like that will come out.
Right.
Then he explains how he really feels about it, and
Fair enough. Do you at any point get in contact with any other members of the group?
Well, he's slowly getting over.
Trying so hard.
What did you say, young lady?
Oh, Russell's trying so hard to get us all in one area.
I get in touch with.
That's not what we came here for.
Everyone wants to play their own game.
I get in touch with everybody because I've just got back. Pretty much. I've only been around for a little while.
Right.
But and I text everybody and say, I am back. Would you like to meet somewhere so we can catch up and you can catch me up on the times and things that have happened?
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, Sam probably is not going to get that text because he's too new to the coterie, but Uther will pass on that to you, as Benjamin will probably have gotten that text one way or another. Yeah. Obviously, Sage and Dr. Shipman will have received that text.
I just got a text, and I'll show Alan it.
Oh yeah, Philippe, eh?
Philippe.
He's very pretty, isn't he?
What is happening, Alan? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm not into Philippe.
Yeah, I know.
What you're into Philippe? That would be, if you said yes, you would be lying, and I'd know it.
Yeah, I would be lying, and you'd know it. That's true. That's true. I fucking hate Italians. And
We'll just give him a high five.
Alan is like casually racist because he's a dick in so many ways.
Play better soccer.
Exactly. That's his problem with the whole problem there.
I thought you said you're not supposed to act that way, and you guys had training to put aside those feelings and.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right.
Do you know, Alan? I really wish you had told me your feelings before all this.
Really?
I didn't know.
I don't know that I knew either. I mean, it's kind of something that's kind of grown up out of nothing, Like, I mean, I should have known because it was like fucking fate, right? Like not like fucking fate, but like fate. Like the whole crash, hospital, you turning up, bringing me back to life. I mean, maybe that's all it was about, Maybe that's all it should have been about. Maybe that's all it is about for me, my life, my destiny. But it changed everything, I was one minute I'm playing football every other fucking week and in front of crowds and stuff. Next thing, I'm kind of like an errand boy for a bunch of really cool vampires.
Really cool.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's what you took from it.
They're so cool. Okay, well, what? I didn't know what to say. You know what? Are you done? Are you done with this? Maybe we should go find Philippe.
Sure. All right. Let's go. Come on.
Okay, good. This place smells.
Where do you want to meet Philippe anyway? Do you want to tell him where we're going to meet him? Is there a cafe or something? A bar, a pub, a
pub,
a nightclub, a park, a street?
We should do something different. We should do something different.
Yeah.
I like this idea. What about like a football stadium?
Right. Like Wembley.
Okay.
Wembley Stadium.
Let's all meet up at Wembley Stadium.
At what time?
Midnight.
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 Everyone can be
Perfect.
there for midnight, surely, and there'll be nobody there.
And I get
surely.
that text right?
Yeah.
Sam,
I have Sam's number.
you've got Sam's
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. Should we head over now?
Yeah, all right. Let's go. We can
Right.
pick up Philippe on the way if you like.
Nah.
Nah, he's
But
got.
sure, he's fine. He's got John now.
I've met John, haven't I? Just
I don't think
briefly.
so.
Did I meet him?
No.
Oh, must be dreaming then.
You could be getting confused with Jojo.
Oh, who's Jojo?
Tanya's retainer.
Who the fuck is Tanya? Sorry, Catherine.
You haven't met her? Wait, you did meet her. You
Really?
met her. Yes, you met her. I remember this. It was at that really fancy posh place. The freaking
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
can't remember what it's called. But
She rented the whole fucking floor, something like that.
yeah.
You were
That's where you
wandering
met
around
her.
the lifts and stuff, and that's that when that fancy toreador turned up and was quite rude to Bishop, was it? And then Bishop got all pissy about it.
Oh, the Ventru.
Was it Ventru? I don't know.
Tatiana.
Oh my.
All right.
Something like that.
We
Anyway,
should really get going. We
Wembley.
can have a chat in
off
the
you
vehicle.
go. All right, so you guys get these text messages. John comes to you, Philippe. Says you wanting to get a lift to Wembley. We would try out the security detail.
So random.
Barry, you're eating. I'm gonna. I suspect you saying yes.
We'd better get a soccer ball.
Right. Okay, so he's gonna get a soccer ball. All right.
John, do you know how to play?
He looks at you.
No.
He looks like, of course, he knows how to play. He's fit and he's European. Of course, he knows how to play. That's a huge assumption I just made. Anyway, Shipman, what are you up to? You get this text as well?
Yeah. I'll start heading over because I'm gonna want to tell everyone about the
thing.
The thing. Yes.
Okay, so Shipman, you probably get there pretty quickly, I'm thinking, because I don't know, how do you travel? I'm prepared to suggest that you have access to ambulances and things that you can personally ride around in and use as your private network for getting around in. Does
That went so well.
kind of work?
Yeah, I can. I'll do that. Yeah. I mean, it's fine when I do it. I'm never in the ambulance when it breaks. So,
Right.
Yeah.
It's the problem becomes when the rest of the coterie steal the ambulance.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Happened
drive
to
off
her.
When they misuse,
state property.
Yeah, exactly, and that's their fault because they're filthy.
All right,
Yeah.
so you get over to Wembley, and you're dropped off by your ambulance driver, and you're standing there when you see Philippe's. Philippe, what kind of vehicle are you in this evening?
You gotta press the button.
You've got to press the button.
No, I'm thinking about it. It's
Have a think about it. Stage, you are turning up on a bike in a car in a armored vehicle.
It'll be in one of Alan's cars, not the fancy one.
Oh, not the fancy one. Okay,
Not the
one of
fancy
Alan's cars that's not fancy.
Yeah, he had two in game.
Might have a-
One was fast. And
Well, So he'd have like a sports car, and he'd have like a more like a.
he had a
buggy or
Bentley, I
something
think,
like a
for the other
Bentley.
one.
Yeah.
Ben had a good influence on his decision making.
Right. That's right.
Although
Bentley. Okay, we'll go with that.
I
should have gotten an Aston Martin.
You can. There's time. You
I
have
had so much
an-
money.
You have an inflated bank account. There is time for that.
I am in England, so I will buy myself a Rolls.
A Rolls. All right. So Philippe's coming in a Rolls. So you're seeing this Rolls turn up, Dr. Shipman. I don't know if you've seen Philippe's Rolls before or not. Perhaps you have. And a Bentley. And Sam turns up on a skateboard. No. How do you turn up, Sam?
Pretty much. I'd be having to get a lift in with Ben or something because I can't actually drive.
You cannot drive.
No.
No dots and drive. Okay.
Dots.
So, all right. So Benjamin Yeah, I guess Benjamin drives you out here, and he says that he's going to wait in the car 300 to 400 meters away down the street. Okay, so that
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And he says, "I'll just be here. Give me a knock when you're back. I might be asleep."
All right, thank you.
You hear him lock the doors. You start walking.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you get to Wembley Stadium and you see these other 3 goons in their vehicles parked around outside.
Alan and I are probably having a chat outside the car.
So
Oh, it's raining, isn't it? Ugh. No,
it's
we'll
not
be
too
inside. Okay.
How were you planning to get in here and gain control of the security, etc.? By the way, you have contacts here, I take it.
No.
Oh. The thing might, your retainer might.
Oh, hello, Philippe.
You see John standing there too, by the way.
John, hi.
It's so nice to see you again. How are you all?
Nice to see you. Oh, well rested. So this is Alan, John.
Hi, nice to meet you. Shakes his hand, and Alan's like, "Yeah, nice to meet you as well. You're big." I've been told that before, yes, but you look familiar. Are you a soccer player or something? And Alan smiles. He cracks a smile, and he looks a bit shy. He's like, "You are. I know who you are. You are Alan. What is your last name?" And out of game, does Alan have a last name? Have we given him a last name?
Stevenson. Yeah.
Alan Stevenson, you are the soccer player. I remember when he starts going on about this particular goal that he kicked at some point in Italy, by the way. Taking out, and Philippe, at that point, you're like, I remember that fucking game. Oh, we got trashed. And that was when, Alan Stevenson, that was his biggest moment in history before his accident.
It is a game that I do not want to remember. No offense, Alan.
Do you have this on video or something?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Sure, yeah. I got all my games on video, of course.
We can put it on big screen.
Yeah, sure. It's a bit kind of embarrassing, though. There's a few times, especially when it's like, oh.
No, I would be into it. And you too, John. You would be into it?
Oh, yeah, I would watch it. I would serve the drinks.
Yeah.
Not that we really need it, right, Philippe? But thank you. Yeah,
it is good to see you, Sage.
But we are. Good to see you too. Are the others here? Shipman?
Hello.
Ben? Hello.
As I say, walking up.
Sorry, Sam. Sam, I want you to meet Alan Stevenson.
Hey, Alan.
My retainer. And Alan, this is Sam. He's a gangrel, and
that's right.
He's a close friend. Well, he is now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And John, you're here too.
I'm here. I was here first.
Oh.
I've been waiting for ages.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
By the way, you're standing next to this massive statue of this dude called Bobby Moore, 1966 FIFA World Cup winning captain, which means nothing to me, but probably does to somebody. I'm pretty sure FIFA's got to do with football.
People pronounce it FIFA.
I bought a soccer ball just in
Those
case
people.
somebody wanted to play.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Like everybody.
Come on. And I suppose they're going home and connect to their Wi-Fi instead of their Wi-Fi as well.
The Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi.
Where is Parker? I thought Parker would be here.
Should Parker be here, do you think, as consensus?
Well, Parker isn't our retainer. He has other duties tonight. You could ask him, but
I mean, you could have Raya could be here. Raya could turn up with Parker. That would kind of make sense.
I have got a soccer ball here. I was thinking maybe we should play a game.
Alan and John are quite keen. Alan says, "Yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, if you want,
With no powers, though.
we could just kick the ball around anyway."
No power. We can kick the ball around.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, we've got to get in there, though. That's the first problem. And yeah, that's the other problem is that anyone who comes around here might recognize me.
Right? You are not dead.
That's
You can
true.
put a wig on you.
Yes.
Did you bring a wig, Dr. Shipman? That's very kind of you.
I can give you my sunglasses if you want.
Well, we can
It's
try.
nighttime.
I'm just gonna go up to the door and see if anyone's there.
Can you make a perception alertness check? There's big glass doors. There's a big stadium entrance, ticketing booths, that kind of
That's
stuff
true.
behind there. 2 successes.
Mhm.
You think you can see a security guard making the rounds inside with a flashlight.
Try and wave him.
Okay. After a few minutes, you get his attention, and he comes wandering through over the sties and things, and comes forward to the front door. Flashes a light at you.
Doctor.
Says, "We're closed. You can't come in."
Can I use Orth? I
Yes,
mean, I can
Philippe.
see him.
Yeah, you can use all.
Why
Excellent.
don't you go and persuade
I
the
will
gentleman?
do that. 2, so it would be him and someone
Right.
else.
Yep.
You let
Him,
us
him and his
suspect.
reflection.
Right. I've got you all.
You got them
Um,
all. All right.
I was wondering if we could come in and
I'll wait, Philip. I'll wait.
I was wondering if we could come in and play some soccer on the football field.
Alan steps up next to you, and he goes, "Yeah, you know, like inside. Would that be all right? It's me. Come on, let me in. These are my friends." And this guy's like, "Alan Stevenson." He's like, "All right, it lets you in." He's like, "Mr. Stevenson, could I get your autograph?" It starts opening the doors up and lets you guys in. And this ends up with you being given a quick shifty tour through the basement out the other side, avoiding all of the cameras and things, and all of the main passages until you get into the stadium. He goes, "Look, if you want to play around on the football field, that's fine. Please stay out of line of the cameras at that end over there and there. There's a patch over here. I think it's a blind spot."
Okay, that's fine. Do we need cleats?
Lead but what?
Cleats? The shoes? The
Alan's like,
football
"Well,
shoes?
do you not suppose you could get us down to the locker room, could you? Because I know they've got lots of spares."
Gross. So nasty.
And this guy's like, "Yeah, right, I can do that." And he takes you down and unlocks the locker room and gets you in there. And you guys can all come out wearing little uniforms if you want.
Oh,
Could
okay.
even
Do
be,
not want.
you can be, or alternatively, you can dress as cheerleaders. There's a second option. I can imagine Philippe. No, I'm just kidding.
Are these clean?
I
Are
find
they
a ball
clean?
to
Yeah,
kick
they're all
around.
clean. They're all clean.
Okay.
They're all yeah.
I'm gonna go with cheerleading because it'd be funny.
Okay, very good.
The pom poms.
Pom poms. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you thusly emerge back out onto the pitch.
Look at me. I cheerlead or whatever. Do that sort of carry on.
One of the security guard receives a call over his radio, and he just wanders off a little bit around the corner to talk to. And you just hear a bunch of code words and shit. It sounds like he's putting people off, and then someone says, "Yes, you can make perception alertness checks."
All
Actually,
right, let's go. Just 2. It's just 2 for me. Come on, guys. Dr. Shipman, this is your
4.
specialty. Oh,
Someone
shit.
do mine.
Go, Sam.
Garth,
Come on,
are
Dr.
you
Shipman.
on?
Put
Are you
aside
on
your
Barry's character sheet
doctors,
tonight?
doctorness.
Oh, sorry, I can be. 1 moment.
Thank you, sir.
So with my
Philippe.
specialty of 3 dice.
Nice.
Yep. Nice.
All
That's
right.
good
So
though.
what's the roll call here? Let's see.
And
4
Very good.
successes for Shipman, was it?
3
Oh,
successes.
nice.
2 for Shipman, 4 for Alex.
2, 4,
And
2,
Alex
3.
is Sam at the moment.
Yep, I will change names.
3, 4, and that was 3 for Philippe, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so over the conversation, listening to the security guard, and you're getting the gist that he's the guy on the other end's kind of suspicious, and he says, "Look, okay, look, I'll tell you, right? One of the players is down here with some friends. They just want to have a bit of fun. Is that all right? Like, just I can get you guys autographs or something. Would that be all right with that? You be cool with that?" And then it's like, "Fuck, okay, all right, cool. Like, turn them on, do it, bang up the lights." And they the lights come onto the stadium.
This is awesome.
And then like 10 security guards come out and they all want to meet you guys. And Alan stands there and he's like, "Well, fuck me. I told
Look at
you I could be
you."
useful for something."
I've
Useful
always
for
thought you were
something.
useful.
Whose idea was to come here? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, they come over and he stands there and signs autographs. And
Do you guys want to play some soccer too? Wait, football? Sorry, foot.
well,
Yeah, I'll play
It's a
some
football.
football.
I suspect this results in a game of football. Whereupon you guys, are you guys going to play on one team or against the others, or
We're from one team. Who are we going to play?
you're going to split up and play with some of the others?
Play the security guards. How many are there?
There's 10 of them.
Oh, we play all of them.
All of them. Okay, you play against all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Are you
Okay.
going to use your disciplines at all or not?
I'll order them.
Probably.
You can order them? Okay.
Yeah.
Make your or check. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Okay, well, just the one. So
All right. Well,
one.
you ordered one of them. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
hi.
These
How's
very
it going?
he
He's
comes
the
over and
kid
Philippe's
that goes
got
and
all,
sits
hasn't
at the
he?
like corner of the patch at rugby or something.
one of these security guards comes over to Sage and he's like, "Can I get your number?" He's sort of, yeah, this is the one you've ordered.
Oh, aren't we in the middle of a game right now?
Alan's like,
All
"Come
right.
on, you can't do that. Off the pitch, over there, get on your side." And he's, "Oh, fuck. All right." So they go back to it.
Yeah.
So you're going to make athletics and dexterity checks, I guess.
Yep. That music, man. 2. Wow.
Okay.
I thought we should at
3 for
this.
Sam.
Oh,
0 for Dr. Shipman.
Hero.
What is Philippe?
Who's
Philippe,
coming up?
is anyone pumping blood here, by the way?
Philippe gets
No.
3.
Philippe gets
Philippe.
3. That's good.
you never know when you might need it, so
All right.
Philippe's not.
might hold on to my bloods.
Well,
How's Alan
Maybe
going?
Alan loses again.
Ah!
let's see. Wherever my D10's gone, they're all buried. Damn it. There's a reason I keep my D10s separate. Well, Alan gets 2 10s and a 7 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
If it's
9
a speciality.
dice. So he gets 3 massive successes, and basically takes the ball off them and scores a goal by himself.
Good
And of course,
job.
everyone's impressed because it's Alan.
Woo!
And he's like, "Okay, look, that's probably not very fair. So you know what? I'm going to switch positions with you." And he points at you, Sam. You are no longer the goalie. I'm the goalie. You're
Alrighty.
at the front,
Okay.
playing the whatever, blah, blah, blah. He talks a lot of soccer stuff that I don't know anything about. Okay. And
Again?
we're going to do again. Yeah.
Right. Okay. No,
Alright, Sam rolls 2.
I'm not good at this.
Mhm.
Philippe rolls 2.
0.
No.
2.
We aren't doing very good this time around.
Shipman rolls 0. Okay. All right. So they take the ball. They get past They get past Sam. They get past Sage. They get past Sam. They get to Philippe. They get past Philippe with a bit of footwork. And then Shipman he misses the ball. It goes straight past him. Woof. And Alan at the back stops the ball. They don't. Anyway, this goes on for a while, and you play soccer with this team of security guards. Do you have any particular outcomes that you're looking for? Like
Have fun.
Big soccer blood orgy feeding frenzy, for example. That's one outcome.
Well, I really want us to win, so I'm going to do what it takes. And I'm going to use movement of the mind.
Oh,
make
you're gonna cheat like
yeah.
That is so cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sage, at some point
I want to win.
You're gonna make your dex and athletics check, Sage.
Right.
You can all make a dex and athletics check for this third.
Nothing on that, but
Nothing.
movement of the
Okay,
mind
so
is
Sage. Okay, all right, a 1 for
Sam
Sam.
rolled 1.
Okay.
0.
Philippe was 4.
All right, Philippe is 4. Okay.
The memories of my childhood are coming back.
All right. Okay, Philippe, you beat off their first attempt to bring the ball up your end. The second time around, it gets past you, and they manage to get it past you, and then Sam, Dr. Shipman is just woof, the ball flies past him again, and he turns around like, oh. And then it gets to Sage. That's 0 successes, Sage.
Yeah.
Right, and at that point you use movement of the mind, and you guys see Sage kick the ball, and it kind of goes, it's going all the way over here, and then it goes all the way back again, and it's almost like it bounced off something, and it's going a bit slower now. And
defying the laws of physics.
Defying the laws of physics. I mean, you can make perception alertness checks to see how weird it is and how much you notice this. If you fail this, of course, you don't notice.
Philippe will do that.
What did you say? Perception alertness?
Yeah, perception alertness.
Oh.
Philippe
I
will
don't
do
even
a-
notice.
Sam,
Yeah, neither.
Sam doesn't
And
even notice. John doesn't
Philippe.
notice. Philippe.
Is 4.
4
Ooh.
successes. Philippe definitely sees that. Okay, he's like, oh, that's some cheating shit right there. Alan actually notices. Okay, and some of the other team are like, what? And they're trying to figure out what the fuck. They don't believe their eyes. But the ball's gone through the thing, and you've literally just won the game now. It is the deciding goal.
Crazy. That's
And
freaking nuts.
and everyone's very impressed. Alan's like, wow, that was fucking amazing. I saw that. How did you do that? How did you do that?
How
Doesn't-
did you do that?
Very good.
When did you get good at soccer?
Looks like hanging around with me's been rubbing off on you.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's what it is. Yeah. So,
Oh.
anyway, the guards are like, they ask for the autographs, and they make sure that that's all sort of sorted out, and everyone has a handshake and so on, and they get to meet you all. Hang on. Oh shit.
What is happening here?
Oh, this is hilarious. I'm making perception investigation checks for each of the guards to see whether or not they recognize Sage Blackwood.
Oh, just Sage.
Yeah.
Is that a no?
Or Sage. It's, every single one of them so far has recognized you. Oh my fucking god! They know you. They're getting tens and shit like this. And at the end of it, one of them comes up to you, goes, "It's been really nice to meet you, Sage."
You know who I am.
Oh yeah, we know who you are. Yeah,
Oh.
It's been so cool to hang out with you guys, and thanks. We really appreciate it, and you've made our week. I don't think this is going to happen again. Amazing. Thank you so much. And
well, there's always plenty more soccer to play, so we could keep coming round if you'll allow us.
Could be a regular thing. All right, keep in touch.
It's been a pleasure.
All right,
shake hands.
Alan's like, all right, you guys, we've got some things to talk about, so thank you for your assistance with all of this. We'll just be over here for a while. And they go, and they leave the lights on.
That's nice.
Actually, they turn most of them off, but they leave one big panel on facing down.
While we're all having a chat, I've got the pom-poms out, and I'm gonna do some cheer stuff.
Some dex and acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics?
Yeah. Do you have acrobatics? So
can I do performance?
You could do performance. Yeah, you could do performance, dex and performance. So
3.
That's very good, Sage. Very good.
Thank
well
you.
Done. Yes. Well done.
Off you go, Shipman. Here you go. Go 10.
What am I doing? Dex and athletics?
Yep. Cheerleading.
Do they have cheerleaders at soccer games?
It might not be for them.
Yeah, exactly. It might not be for the soccer games, but yeah.
So, 2 with 2 dice.
2 with 2 dice.
I did better than the soccer game.
That's pretty good.
I found my calling.
You found your calling. Alan's like, wow, you're actually really good at that.
Thanks.
Do the splits.
We need to get him in a skirt.
I'm doing the splits. 1
success. He kind of does a semblance of the splits.
Oh, no, I did the wrong dice. Never mind. Let me do that again. Yeah, 1 success.
It's still a success, isn't it? Or not?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like the half splits. That splits that you do when you can't do the splits, where one leg is kind of crooked, but the other leg's straight.
I'll do like ta-da.
It's very good, really. I mean, and you can spring back up from it very easily too.
It's so limber. Weird.
Does Dr. Shipman happen to have like some weird little thing, like he learned classical, some sort of dancing as a child, and so he has this one thing that he can do that his mother forced him to learn for like 2 years when he was 13.
My mother forced me to do the splits every day.
Not that, but a specific form of dance, for example.
I think it would just be all about just super attention to anatomy and just I know the exact right way to do it to kind of get down there, but obviously don't have the pure athleticism, to do it.
The stretch is going to be the killer. Okay, so he goes down and does the splits. Great. You want to make a soak roll, please?
What do I roll for that?
A stamina check.
Whoa. Okay.
What do I roll for that?
Just roll your stamina dice. However many dice you have for stamina.
All right. Okay, stamina.
How the fuck did we get to doing this?
I was just cheerleading. Well, we
One
were all gonna
success.
have a chat.
1 success.
1 and a
okay.
9.
All right, good enough. You no, that's no successes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
oh, okay.
The 1 cancels the 9. Okay, well that's a level of non-aggravated damage, but
Okay. While I'm wincing, I'm gonna say
the 10.
there's a train car full of refugees that we need to go find.
What? Alan says what?
What was that?
What did you say?
There's another train
About
car of
refugees?
refugees that we need to find. I think
train
this
Are
is
you
the same.
okay?
I think this is the same way
Refugees.
I announced this last time was after a soccer game. No, I'll pick myself back up.
Okay. Alan gives you a
Yeah.
hand, pulls you
Oh,
back.
thanks, Ellen.
You're welcome. You're right.
Yeah, just a lot on my mind.
You look like you might have sprained yourself.
You're walking like
I'll
a
go
cowboy.
see a medical professional about it.
Aren't you a medical professional?
Oh yeah.
I could get you a mirror.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, what did you say?
There's another train car of refugees that have been shipped over here. At the train yard that we need to investigate.
Well,
Similar to
let's
the
go.
last time situation. But yeah, they're probably suffocating in there.
Time is of the essence here. I really wish you had said something earlier. Although this was fun.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt anyone's extracurricular activities.
All
Sorry.
right.
Let's go.
Where do we have to go?
I guess I'll look at the note. I'm assuming it's in the same train place as last time.
It's not actually. This time it's in Ilford.
Ooh, train places.
Is Raya here?
Is Raya here? That's up to you guys. Did you call Raya?
Because she can speak. Is she the one that could speak Romanian?
Probably.
I'll say no, but we can get her
Yeah.
to help. Cool. Okay.
Unless there's anything else anyone wanted to do, I can go by myself.
We're gonna go with you.
No,
Okay.
we will go with you.
You're our brother.
Have you got has everybody got a weapon?
No.
Oh yeah, I didn't really bring a weapon. I
don't know if we'll need weapons, but I mean, it's
maybe
always
we
best.
we'll get in
Shall we?
contact with Parker and he can bring the weapons to us.
Yeah.
And we'll meet him there.
Is John here though?
Eh?
He's a
John's
weapon.
here.
Oh yeah, John's here. He was playing.
Right. I've got a few things with me. I'm not sure what you need.
There wasn't really anyone last time, but this time it seemed a bit more suspicious. The guy sounded a lot more sketchier than last time. So take of that what you will.
We do not have Bishop with us.
Yeah, we have John.
That is true.
You're overestimating me a lot, but that's okay. We'll try.
I'm sure you are going to prove to be more than adequate.
Well, isn't your friend Bishop? He's one of you lot, isn't he? I'm just, the noob around here.
Yes. Well, you're more than that. You're a good person.
Thank you for that.
I'm
Shall we
pretty
get
new
going?
too.
If you said something about time of the essence.
Yep.
we-
I'll ring up Parker and give him the location and we'll meet him somewhere close by. Okay?
All right. So you guys leave the stadium.
Mhm.
You pile into your vehicles.
Yeah.
Sam, what do you do about piling into vehicles? Because you
Can I grab a ride? If anyone.
You can come with John and myself if you wish.
Yes,
Right,
we have
thank
room
you.
for you. Sure.
Jump
Come,
in the
you can
car.
sit up in the front with me if you want.
John, do you have a ride?
No, I just
Then come
Go.
with us.
okay.
with
I'll
us.
come with you.
Out of game. Sam, do you tell Benjamin to go away?
Oh yeah, I flick him
That's-
a message.
That was what I was wondering. And Sage is metagaming.
I did this. I didn't say.
Yeah, okay.
She did. She was good.
Oh,
I
this is
saw
the
it.
anti-metagaming
I saw
thing. All right.
It's out of
It
game.
doesn't count when you do out again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sage doesn't know.
Mhm.
I flick him a
know.
message. I'm off with Sage. Don't know how long I'll be. Maybe I'll see you back at Uther's.
He responds with good luck. You might need it.
Huh?
So ominous.
Okay. You guys are all traveling.
Could you tell me a bit more about yourself, possibly?
Well, pretty much spent most of my life just traveling around England, jumping on a train and just traveling town to town. And just recently might have annoyed some people doing a bit of a job. So I'm trying to lay low.
Uh-huh. And
Right.
Is the person that might be annoyed a vampire?
Yeah, probably. Most
he,
definitely.
Is he an old vampire or a young vampire?
I think he was pretty old. I'm not really sure, but he was able to send a lot after me when I was on the run. So
I know you're thinking, Philippe, we have not known each other for very long, and I am already asking too many questions, right?
no, it's all right.
Okay, that means you are a nice man. All right, the next question I would ask is, did this person you are running from have a name?
Most likely, but I do not know it.
Ah, okay. What, if anything, is your profession?
I don't know. I just do what I need to survive, but I like playing music and telling stories. So here is that.
Are you a combatant?
I wouldn't say that, no, but I've been in a fight or two.
And you are, may I ask, from what clan?
I'm Gangrel.
Gangrel. Okay. I know a lot of very good Gangrel people. You should meet them someday.
Maybe I should.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Shipman, you're in this vehicle too, right?
He's
Or
in
are
ours.
you using your vehicle? Okay, so you guys are driving along simultaneously in convoy. All right. You all right back there? Alan says.
Yeah, I pulled a muscle, but it's okay.
You can fix that, you know.
Yeah, I'll do it later, not in front of everybody.
I'll just shut up.
Alan's like, right, okay.
Just don't bite, Alan. Just don't.
Actually,
John.
Self-control.
Stop it.
John.
Yeah. How can I help you, Philippe?
I've been meaning to ask you this all evening, really. Can you train me like you were trained?
I don't know. You're pretty skinny, Philippe.
Skinny?
You're a bit skinny. Not very tall either.
So
I mean, you're tall, you're not short. I'm just being mean. Don't worry. We can train you as best as we can, to whatever extent you are physically capable of.
Okay, I would appreciate that, yes. The same way as they train in the, I'm having one of those days in my head, in the French Foreign Legion, I believe.
Yeah, I did some training with them, but there's better ways than that. They're not actually the best. Not in my opinion. Anyway.
Okay, well, I will leave my training up to you then.
Well, so we're going to dedicate some time every night to this. Is that what you want?
Yes.
All right. You best prepare for hurt and pain then.
I will, definitely.
You'll give it up in a week, believe me.
I'm an artist and I did not give that up in a week. And there is hardship in being an artist.
Yeah, I know, of course. He pats you on the shoulder very sarcastically,
Okay.
but patronizingly.
Yeah, it's all right.
Gives you a little shake, like, of course.
Let him get away with that. I'll let him get away with it.
Don't worry, Philippe. Someday you're going to be in the jungle sewing your leg back on again with a piece of tooth that you broke off just for the job. Then you'll be thinking, wow, I'm doing such good artistry on my leg sewing.
You are a very funny man, you know.
He gives you a punch on the shoulder. Look, not everybody gets my humor. Maybe you do.
I think it is funny.
All right. Meanwhile, so you guys get to the shipyard, the train yard. Pull up outside.
We would have sent a message to Parker.
All right, Parker's there already with a vehicle. In fact,
go out and meet
it is the very armored vehicle that you drove earlier this evening. Parker's standing out front of it when you pull up. Good evening, all. And out of the back of the vehicle, Rhea gets, and 2 of her retainers are there, and she begins handing out guns. Guns, guns, guns. Lots and lots of guns to everybody.
I can't believe I don't have Parker's rifle with me. Parker's gun.
Parker looks at you. He says, "You look mournful."
What's going on here?
I'm sad I didn't bring Parker's gun. I mean, I'm sad I didn't bring Lindsay.
Do you need another sniper rifle? I do have.
Talking to him in the third person?
Oh no, I have Parker's gun, which is what I've called Parker's gun, but now I've renamed it to Lindsay for reasons I'm not going to go into.
Okay, I'm gonna go start walking over to the train.
As you start walking off, Parker comes and grabs you. Doctor, sorry, can't let you go just yet. Do you remember that? Is it working? Did you have a go? Set up, ready for action.
I have not tested it. No.
I don't want to see you walk off in there without. I don't want to see you get hurt, Doctor.
I'm not. I think this one will be fine. It's more likely to be mauled by malnourished Romanians.
Very well.
Just don't ask him to do the splits.
Parker looks at you. He looks back at the doctor.
I'm just like staring.
Will I need body armor?
Come on.
No, not at you, Parker.
Well, the guards. Sorry, Rhea's retainers are putting body armor on you guys if you want it. If you don't want it, put your hand up and say no.
Well, forgetting put it on me, I'll let it happen.
Okay.
Can I have 2, please?
Body armor?
Yeah, and maybe another couple for the arms. And can you have like do you have a helmet or something?
Parker's like, what are you doing, Sage?
I'm trying to dress up Alan because he's so squishy.
Alan's like, stop it, Sage. It's enough. It's enough. No,
Sage,
no.
Social cues, Sage.
Goodness, why are you doing this to me? This is so humiliating.
If you get hurt, I'll be so sad.
You are embarrassing me in front of Parker.
Right. Sorry.
Not sorry. All right. So Shipman,
No.
you've got your business on now, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because Parker's not going to let you wander off without body armor.
I just wanted to get away from the discussion about Parker's gun.
Right. And that's a fair call. He wanted to get away from that too. In any case, you go walking towards the gate, and at the gate there are security guards. There's a box, like a security box there, and a fence and a gate.
I'm assuming I've got like a shipment number on the.
Yep.
The
You've got the container number.
I'll just say that I'm here for container such and such 1 2 3 4 5.
This guy looks up at you. She says, "I'm sorry, we're not open right now. It's nighttime. We're not open at this time."
So you don't let people in at this time?
No.
I'm going to dominate and say, well, you let me in at this time.
Okay, make your dominate check, please. This is leadership and manipulation, I believe. Manipulation and leadership, yeah.
3.
3 successes. I think that's pretty solid. She unthinkingly takes out her key and unlocks the gate, steps aside and lets you in.
Thank you.
She stands there for a moment. You're welcome. And she closes the gate.
Can you show me where the shipment is?
She locks the gate. She begins to follow you, and then she overtakes you and begins leading you through the place. And she asks you for the number again. She takes out a form from inside of her jacket, checks in her clipboard to see whereabouts this will be, and then she leads you through this all these train tracks. First of all, you have to walk across a bunch of train tracks, and you get to a container that's up the back of a bunch of other containers in this sort of alleyway of it's like 10 containers tall. And there's this one container at the end of it. And she points to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever the number is.
Can I hear anything? Like if I use heightened senses, can I
Heightened
hear
senses?
anything from inside the container?
Can you make a perception alertness check? And how close do you get to it? And
About like,
from 20 feet away?
Yeah.
20 feet away,
I got 1 success.
you think you can hear a slight noise inside, like possibly a scraping noise?
Okay. Is there anything like odd that I see about it? Does it look very out of place as opposed to all the other containers?
No, it's just a shipping container from the outside.
Okay.
Dr. Shipman. Ha.
I'm gonna ask if we can go and bring my colleagues in to help me look at this shipping container.
Oh, I can't let anybody else in here. This has already gone too far.
I think you can.
Right, make your dominate check, please. Would you like to spend a willpower point?
No.
No, 2 successes. All right. I guess you talked me into it, and you lead her back over to the gate, and she unlocks the gate. At which point, during that whole thing, which probably takes 15 minutes, these guys are outside putting on battle armor and stuff and getting ready. And Parker's like, I think Dr. Shipman's gone inside.
I
Do we
think
wait
you're
for
right.
him?
I actually think we should probably look around the place, scout the perimeter.
Right, good idea. All right, so you guys split up and scout the perimeter.
I know it's gross, but probably it's probably the best to, just have someone, at least someone, go around.
Okay, who's gonna do
making
it?
sure we're all good. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about my gangrel buddy?
Are you stealthing?
Sam, let's go.
Alrighty, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So you two, are you going around the fence perimeter of the outside of the property? The whole, okay. All right. And at both ends of that property, the fenced area continues because, of course, there are rail tracks that come in and out of this location. So then the rail tracks are fenced.
Right.
So, however, Sam, are you the sort of person that happens to be carrying like fence clippers?
Probably, because this is the sort of thing I do. It's like getting
Right.
to train stations and
Yeah, I mean,
hitch
like
a ride on them.
you've got the equivalent of a thieves' toolkit kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, lock picks and gate cutters and shit like that. Okay, so we can safely say that you chop up a hole through the fence and you are able to get through to the other side if you so desire, of course. But this does allow you to make a full circuit of the entire location, which
Everybody
takes
got
about.
their headsets on?
Do you guys have headsets?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Sam's
Yes.
not wearing
Yes,
one?
he does. Put that in.
All right.
Shipman, are you wearing a headset?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually put one on.
Okay. All right. Parker comes over your headset, Shipman. He comes over all of your headsets, but he's saying, Shipman, can you hear me?
I can. Can you send Rhea to the door, to the gate?
Yes. Very well.
I don't really want too many people to come with me, but I'll advise if something happens. But I need someone who can speak Romanian.
Very well. I'll send her in. And she goes up to the gate. And when you come back, you see her standing there, and she's sort of shifting from one foot to the other. Can I help, Doctor?
Same deal as last time.
Okay.
So
You just want to translate.
Yeah, we'll go in, open the crate, the container. It's going to be a shit show in there, and then you calm them down.
Do we need like to have security services on standby, police, anything like that, ambulances?
I think I think we should probably be ready to call, but I don't know if it's going to be the same as last time. It might not be a police warranted situation yet. No.
Right. Okay. All right, but we'll be on standby at the gate out here, okay?
Okay. Yep.
Everybody else? Okay, so what is everybody outside the perimeter doing?
Everyone
Philippe, what
else
you
can do their trickiness to get in if they want to, but this person isn't going to allow any more of us to come through.
What do you think, Sam?
Is anybody?
Shall we continue going around?
Yeah, so at
That's
this point, this point, Sam and Sage, you're on the opposite side of the entrance where Parker's vehicle is parked.
Okay.
Okay. You can easily cut your way in again into the main area if you need to, and come in and flank from the opposite direction, basically, if you so needed to or wanted to. What are you carrying, Sage?
I have the boomstick. I have
big
the
long sniper stick. Okay. All right. Philippe, what are you doing?
I am listening to everybody and finding. I'm saying to everybody, where are you? And have any of you gained access except for Dr. Shipman? We know he's already gained access, but anybody else apart from him?
I don't know. We'll just chop our way through the fence and we're in, right?
Which side? Where?
Sage and I are on the far side.
Okay, we'll join you over there.
So Philippe's going to join Sage and Sam?
Yep. John, come with me.
Do we see anything that looks suspicious, like shadows moving or something like that?
No. Seems very quiet. But you
Okay.
can make a perception alertness check.
All right. Just the one.
Nothing
0.
really. Only you see that there are other security guards. That this woman that is currently dealing with Dr. Shipman is not the only security guard at this location. There would be a small force of security guards of anywhere up to 15, 20 people could get here quickly, you think, within a few minutes.
Okay. We'll keep stealthing around, shall we?
All right. Can I get
Lovely
stealth
stealthy.
checks from Sam and Sage, please?
3.
Nice. Samuel.
2.
You're awesome at this.
All right, and Philippe, you are catching up with those guys. You know where they're going, so you're going to run into them. Philippe, you're going to make a stealth check, which means Garth's going to make a stealth check.
Don't jeopardize us. He's doing good.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so Philippe sneaks up to you guys. So the 3 of you are together now. From this position, you are at an advantage to see down into the yard from here, and you can see John Shipman and the security guard standing under a spotlight looking into an alley. You can't see into the alley, but you can see the direction that they're facing into that alley.
Could I potentially have Alan with me?
You want Alan here too?
Yeah, I think it'll be good to have a spotter while I'll keep my rifle trained on the shipment.
Right. So you
because
can't see
it
the
might
shipment.
not be.
Cannot see the shipment.
Okay.
That's the point I'm trying to make, is that you can see the opening of the alleyway that leads down to the shipment, but you can't see down the alleyway.
Okay, sweet. We'll get a little bit closer then.
You have to get a bit closer and a bit further around, and you will actually have to enter the yard if you want to get that shot.
Right.
In fact, you can see from where you are that if you want to get the perfect angle, you need to climb up a bunch of crates to the top of a wall of containers.
I'm gonna climb that.
You're gonna go in there and climb that?
Mhm.
Okay.
I tell everyone else.
You're gonna make so you're like, I'm going there.
Yeah.
And so now you're gonna make a stealth and a dex and stealth check,
Okay.
and then you're gonna make
2.
a dex and athletics check 2. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. You think you're being stealthy.
And 3.
and 3. Okay, so you're climbing up the thing, and it's going to take a couple of minutes as you go in there and start climbing up. What's everybody else doing while she's doing that?
Guarding under the tower
Okay.
so no one climbs up and gets her. I don't know.
Okay, so you're going to guard her from
Yeah.
behind there and so on. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
so am I. I'm going to guard her from where I am.
Okay. Well, you guys are in the same place.
Yeah.
And Dr. Shipman, so you are now back in the location with Rhea and with the security guard, whose name
Threw
is.
the security guard away.
You shoo her away?
Yep.
She says, "Oh, I don't think I can leave you unattended here. That's definitely going to be out."
Okay, well, you can open the container for me then.
I don't have the keys for the container. Do you?
No.
How are you going to open it?
I guess I thought that they were just regular, like sliding things, but
Well, they are, but they have doors on the front, but the doors are going to be locked, and those locks are going to be the only people that can unlock them are the owners of the contents of the container. Are you not the owner of the contents of this container?
my colleague is. I will give him a call.
All right.
I'll call my sire.
Right. Okay. Hello.
You didn't get any keys for this
Oh,
container?
keys. No, I didn't get no keys, but there was something about.
You spent $2 million on this. You didn't get keys for it.
Well, there's a number here. Is that of any use to you? I've got a number.
Oh, then there might be a keypad. Maybe I haven't gone too close to it yet.
Right. Well, do you want me to tell you the number?
Yeah, sure.
Right. And he does, and it's a really fucking long number. Like it's like a social security number or a telephone number or a very long number. It's like 10 digits.
I will. Do you know how to reach out to this person that sold it to you if we can't get into it without brute force?
Oh, don't know that I'll be able to get hold of him.
Okay. Well, we'll do our best.
All right. Should I come down and watch?
If you want to.
Were you there now?
Yeah, we're there now.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna miss this. It's gonna take me too long to get there. All right, I'll head over anyway.
Next time, right? Next one.
Well, tell me how it goes. Are you still there?
I'll let you know.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll let you know.
Good. Bye. Click.
I'm going to give the security guard this 10-digit code or
Okay.
number and say, can you go and look for any keypads on this?
All right. And she goes up to it, and you can see that she's holding something that's hanging off the door. That must be the lock, and you can see she's twisting it in different directions, back and forth. And she stops. And she says, "There's somebody in there."
Yep.
All right.
Well, yeah, we think so. So yeah, if you can do it quicker.
Can you make a perception alertness check? What'd you get?
1.
One success. Yeah, you can still hear that kind of scratching sound from before. Sage, you got your sniper rifle down there now? Okay, you're on the roof. You're looking down the alley.
I'm gonna have my headset like on open communication the whole time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody else, you can see Sage is up the top now, and you can see her rifle pointing down into the location. Sage, you can see right up close. You can see her entering numbers into the thing with the zoom, with the telephoto lens.
Did they say that this what this shipment was, John?
My sire said he paid $2 million for another one of these refugee shipments, but the same guy seemed a bit more sketchy this time.
Right. Well,
She pops the thing open and takes the lock out.
I'm gonna ask her to stand back.
All right. She starts moving back.
Is there
One of the doors swings open a little bit, but not very far, and then it stops as it gets caught in the dirt on the floor.
Raya, can you speak Romanian and ask if anyone's there?
She calls out in Romanian. She says a few words. Can you make a perception alertness check?
Pandora's box.
3.
You can hear well, a couple of things. First of all, you notice blood dripping out of the door now, and oozing out onto the dirt. You kind of can hear a sound that sounds a bit like going on inside there. Reyes says, like, I'm not getting any responses from them.
I'm hearing flesh crafty type sounds, if that makes sense. I think we need to nuke this thing to shit.
Why don't you just open it and find out? You've got my gun.
Okay, Raya, let's go open the door.
Be careful.
So you and Raya start walking towards the door?
Yep.
Sage, as they are getting towards the door, they're about 10 feet from the door now, and you're just about to lose sight of the door because they're about to eclipse it. And in just a moment, and just before they eclipse the door, you see this very pale white hand grab the door from inside, and you can see these claw-like fingers, and this is all in close-up through your lens, right, through your sniper rifle, and then the door pulls open suddenly. Shipman, in front of you, you can see the interior of this place is gore. It's awful gore, and among the gore there are 5 humanoid creatures. I can only describe them as such, with fangs and claws covered in blood, very, very pale, and they are utterly bestial. They look like vampires frenzying, and the thing that's interesting is that they detach themselves from one another, where they seem to have been feeding from each other in desperation. And then at the smell of you, they all look up and they take their fangs out of one another's arms and they begin to rise. Sage, perception alertness.
Right. 3.
You can see 3 of the 5 from your position.
I'm going to
First
probably.
one leaps towards Dr. Shipman.
I'm definitely taking a shot.
Rolled ahead.
Can't hurt my brother.
Can
Is
you
it
see
weird
anything,
to
Sage?
Yep, we've got a situation.
What kind of bullets are you using?
I'm using my vampy ones.
The trilogy?
Yeah.
Trilogy of Vampire Doom.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Okay.
Incendiary round.
4.
4 shots. Okay, bang. The one that leaps at you, Shipman, you see him coming, and then his head explodes, and he just collapses into the dirt and burns up. Ash.
I'm gonna
2 more start scuttling towards the door. What are you doing?
I'm gonna push the security guard behind me.
Okay.
Um,
She starts screaming.
and I'm going to move sort of slowly, positioning myself more towards where Sage can see. So just essentially baiting them to jump out.
Okay. The next one, 2 of them jump out at the same time this time. Yep.
I'm going to ask Raya to help as well.
Sure.
So she's well ahead of
Yeah,
that.
she's just like, oh, that's weird.
Interesting.
Well, Raya's making a dex and dodge right now. and so are you.
Yep.
Oh fuck. One of them knocks Rhea to the ground.
2.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes versus.
Yeah, I'm also gonna
One
try
of
and
the-
say over the headset that bring everyone in.
Right. So Rhea goes down to the ground. There's one of these things that's feeding on her. One of them tries to knock you down, Shipman, but you push it away, and you've got like 5 feet between you again now. Sam, what are you doing? Philippe, what are you doing? Sound. Both of you.
Trying to
guys.
head in. I'm on my way in now.
All right. So you're just running straight in.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, you guys, what you got is you're coming up to a junction where the enemies are to your left, basically down a corridor. Okay. Of course, they're right in front of Sage. Sage, you can take shots now.
I will take one at the one that has Rhea,
Okay.
if I'm able to, of course.
You can. You have a good position.
5.
Bang! That one's dead. Burns up.
Fun.
All right.
Nothing
God.
like a good game of soccer and then a nice little battle.
Try and shoot my little sleeve gun if I can.
Aw,
Yeah, you're gonna pull your
cute.
sleeve gun. Okay, you're gonna make a.
Yeah, we'll see if I set myself on fire.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
Dex
Just
or
kidding.
firearms?
Just
The
kidding.
final death, please. It's firearms.
Come on, buddy, you got this.
Sorry, I don't really click firearms very often.
Under etiquette. There you go.
One.
One
Hey!
success. Okay. You do fire it, and it doesn't hurt you, and it doesn't do a lot to the enemy that you're firing it at, because by the time you fired it, they've moved past. Unfortunately, but nonetheless, it felt good. You've got one more shot in that gun. If you recall, it's got 2 bullets. Okay, Sam, what are you doing? Can't
Or
hear
no,
you.
When I see them, I will extend my claws and try and tackle into one.
Okay, so Sam, you get up to the edge, to the corner, you can look around and you will see this melee going on down there, and you'll also see into the container a little bit. You might need to make a perception alertness check to see much in there. Do you have any kind of dark vision?
You
I
should.
can do, but it's not turned on at the
Not
moment.
turned on? Right.
3 successes on the perception.
Okay, definitely you can see these very pale creatures leaping out of this container like feral dogs, and just attacking anything that moves.
Is there a lot of them?
There's at least 3 that you can see. One of them's just had a 4th one's just had its brains blown out and turned to ash in front of you from a shot that came from overhead, presumably from Sage.
Well, they're still in the container. I'm going to try and shut the door.
All right. There's still there. Well, okay, you're gonna shut the door. Okay, you're going charging in past these guys to shut the door.
Yep.
You notice Dr. Shipman fires off a round from a sleeve gun at that point.
Hey, that's cool.
You are going to make a dex and dodge at that point, Sam.
Zero successes.
Okay, one of these creatures leaps out at you through the door, just as you're getting towards the door, grabs you, knocks you to the ground, and sticks its fangs in you. You are
Oh, no.
under the penalty of the kiss. This round, you lose 2 blood points.
What was that? Sorry?
2 blood points down
Damn
on this turn.
it. There you go.
Philippe, you get to the corner.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I get to the corner and I look for a victim.
You can hear shooting going on around the corner. You can hear scuffling going on around the corner. If you come out from that corner, you will not have any cover. Okay.
Okay. I go under the train.
You can't go under the train. It's not a train. There's a pile of containers on top of each other.
Pile of containers on top. Okay. All right. I go out of cover.
Okay, you look around,
Yep.
or do you just step right out?
Oh, I look out first. You know,
Right,
have a
so
look.
make a perception
Quick look.
alertness check. See what you can see. And that's Garth. Sorry, Garth. And Sage, you see Philippe come up to the edge.
0.
Check out around the corner. Okay, so Philippe, all you see is a bunch of shit going on down there. There's action happening at the other end of this alleyway.
Okay.
It's all
Hit.
very fast and
Head down that way with John.
okay, so John's with you. All right. John starts firing as you start running down that direction, and you're all hearing because he's got an M16. And one of the whites, because that's what they are, leaps
They might be.
out from inside towards you, Philippe. Philippe, make a dexterity and dodge check.
Yeah, go on.
Let me know if I can see these things.
You can make a perception alertness check.
Sweet.
Oh, 3.
3. Okay, Philippe, you get a 3 on your dex and dodge.
I got 4 to see.
Ooh. Okay, you see a white leaping towards Philippe. At this point, Philippe is not going to get out of the way unless you can line up a shot really fast. Difficulty 8.
Use celerity. Go into celerity and line
2.
it up that way. Yeah.
2 successes. Okay. The white grabs you, Philippe, and it's about to sink its teeth into you when half its face goes from a sniper bullet. Just takes off the bottom of its head, and it can no longer bite you because it has no jaw, but it also has no face, and it's still alive.
Okay.
It's kind of just oozing goo on you now, Philippe.
Put my gun in its present hole and fire.
All right. You don't even need to roll for that. You blow it away, and it bursts into dust as it explodes away from you. Dr. Shipman.
Thanks, Sage.
I'm gonna
problem.
try and get the one off Sam. Try and
Okay.
pull it off if it's still on him.
All right. Okay, so Shipman, you see the one on Sam, and it's got its back to you right now. You've still got 1 bullet left in your handgun. I don't know whether you want to use that or what's your plan.
Yeah, can I try and I guess go completely point blank up to it?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Bang. Okay, point blank. We'll get your dex and firearms. You only need 1 success to kill it, but if you fail, you're going to take damage.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
-1.
Oh,
no.
Okay, so the gun explodes.
Why?
And
Oh,
you,
that was short-lived.
yeah, and it's your hand is wrecked. Your hand's mangled. It's like 3 levels of non-aggravated damage. But yeah, completely useless now. And your wrist is hanging limply. You're going to bleed out. Fortunately, you know how to tie a tourniquet, so you're probably immediately doing that, I'm guessing.
Parker said that this wouldn't happen. Here we are. You're
Yeah.
defying what he said.
In any case,
Well, we know what Parker's into, so.
in any case, Garth, Sam, can you make a? I guess this is no. You can't make any checks. You can't because you're currently under the ecstasy of the kiss.
Rawr.
Suck that up, bitches. Sorry, dude.
Can we make another perception?
Sage, you making another perception check?
Yes,
to
please.
See if you've got a shot.
2.
You think you might be able to hit it?
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna
6.
I think 6 successes.
Yeah.
I can't really argue with that. All right, Garth. It slips. It just slides off you, and as it does, as it's sliding away from you, it starts to crumble and turn into dust, like a vampire, and then and everything goes quiet.
Saved you.
Wow. Good for you, Dr. Shipman. What a hero.
I used my gun and I saved you. I'm kidding.
Look into the container for.
Is everyone all right?
These people are not all right. There's a lot of very unalright people. In fact, they're downright dead.
Doctor,
There's nothing living in this container.
Make
Everything-
them roll self-control.
More importantly, you are about to learn that there is no blood in any of the bodies either. And some of them have been torn to shreds. There's blood on the walls. It's pretty grotesque. They've been shredded apart, many of these people, possibly more than once, by very desperate vampires, desperate to get blood out of anything, possibly stripping off tissue in order to squeeze blood out of it. At some point, they must have run out of blood and turned on each other.
Would I know, I guess, anything as to why this would have been done? Like with sort of like a culty type stuff? Like why would you send a shipment full of people and then vampires that are going to starve if they don't feed?
I don't know that Dr. Shipman has any direct answer to that.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Except as some form of terrorism, perhaps.
Mm,
can I have an investigate around and see if I can find anything of interest?
You can. You can have an
Philippe
interest
has a touch around.
a touch around. Ooh. I mean, and then he takes his hands out of his pockets.
Zero successes.
0 successes. Poo. And was that for Sam, that roll?
Yeah, just to have a look around and see if I can see anything.
Okay, Philippe, you're going to have a touchy, feely, empathy and is it perception, empathy?
And check the bodies for stuff like something that could recognize them, wallets.
3 for that.
Perception,
3 for-
empathy. Yeah.
3 successes, perception and empathy. Okay.
I'm gonna, before anything happens though, I'm gonna actually go and try and console the security guard that's just witnessed all of this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna rewrite her memories.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we can do that afterwards.
Can you make a conscience check, Dr. Shipman?
Six, 5. Is that
Just
one?
one. Yeah.
1 success. Yeah, I think you feel bad about this. You're feeling a bit down about the fact that this person's been through this stuff and what you're doing. You could be just going through the motions of doing the right thing, consoling her, but you actually do feel something for this person at this moment, and it is just enough to grant you a humanity point.
Ooh. You're like me now.
I wake up early.
Earlier. Okay. Barry, you got 3 successes on your spirit's touch.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you touching?
I'm touching, if there are wallets, I'm touching wallets. If there
There are
are,
no wallets, there's no IDs, there's shreds of clothes.
okay, I touch around the walls of the container.
Okay, you're seeing images of fearful people being ripped apart by 5 very hungry vampires. And then you see images going back in time before that, where those vampires are you realize they literally became vampires in this container.
Who were the other vampires that made them vampires?
Right. And you see images of okay, here's the thing. All of the people here, the clothes that are shredded, you now realize are prison uniforms.
Yep.
These people were all prisoners.
Yep.
As for who the vampires were, that made these vampires,
Yep.
it's getting dimmer now because you've had 3 successes and I'm giving you quite a bit.
Yep.
You get an image of a face in a prison warden uniform, who is the one you think is the vampire that made the first one in here.
Okay. I've got my sketch pad and stuff with me.
Okay, so you're going to sketch that face out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so while you're doing that, you guys can keep talking. I'm
keeping an eye out. You never know. You never know if you need a sniper. So I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
I'll call my sire once that's able to be done.
All right, so Philippe, you finished the drawing. You call your sire.
Yeah.
What's Sam doing?
I assume still looking around trying to find the thing that I can't find.
Okay. Right, so you're just checking the place out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can make another perception and investigation check if you want, moving around to another area.
2 successes.
You are aware of a group of security soldiers moving up into this place from one end of the compound.
Hey guys, we've got company, guys with guns coming from
The
whatever
north.
side of the compound, north.
Let's go.
We might want to get out of here.
Let us go. Yes.
Yeah. Ellen and I will leave at our earliest convenience,
All right.
aka immediately.
Okay, you're going to make stealth checks to get out of here without being seen, spotted, or
Yeah.
fired upon. So let's get some stealth checks from
I
everybody.
take off after Sage.
4. 4. Yeah. I want to roll tonight.
Well done. Get a check for Barry.
Sam gets a 1.
Sam gets a 1. Ooh, okay.
Not very good at stealthing. 2 successes for Barry.
All right. So Philippe, are you who are you closest to? Tell me who you're closest to, Philippe.
I'm closest to John at the moment.
Okay. All right. So you and John, and Sam, a spotlight comes around and goes bump onto you guys. At that point, you hear a loudspeaker say "freeze."
I don't freeze.
Okay.
I take off.
You run like fuck, I take it
Yep.
then. Okay, so you're going to make a strength and athletics check. Philippe, what are you doing at the term freeze?
What about John Boy? What are you gonna do?
3 successes.
John looks at Philippe to see what Philippe's doing. What is Philippe doing?
I am buggering off.
Okay, so you're going to run
Yeah.
in the same direction as Garth?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, John fires a full clip of ammunition in the direction of the lights and the sound
Holy shit, John.
to give you cover as you run. And he just stands there and goes everywhere, and then he runs after you, followed by a volley of bullets taking off after him. He makes a dex and dodge roll. He easily gets out of the way and makes it around the corner. He holds them back for a little while as you all get out of the compound. And then
What about Shipman though?
Shipman, you can easily get out with obfuscate if you so need to.
Oh, okay, yeah. Otherwise, I was just going to have my hands up. But if there's,
But if you want to have you can have your hands up. If you, I'm not going to stop you.
okay. I don't know if I'd keep my hands up after.
Right. I
I
mean,
Rambo'd out.
right. This whole
Um,
Rambo thing's going on.
I think when Rambo was happening, I'd probably would have obfuscated.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get out pretty easily. And John, okay. John gets back to the vehicle and jumps in at the last minute as you guys are just pulling out and cruising off. And there's lots of dust in the air and shit. And you notice he's wounded, Philippe. He's got several bullet holes in his arm and leg, 2 in his right thigh and 1 in his shoulder, basically. Can't hear you if you're talking.
Still can't hear you.
Nope.
I take out one of the champagne glasses
Okay.
and mix a little drink up for him. To help him
Beautiful.
along. Yeah,
Beautiful. You can have a willpower point back.
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. And you guys all cruise off. Where do you go?
Home the long way via China.
When you say home, I mean, everybody's going to their own home? You going to debrief, anything like that?
Yeah, we'll go. I suggest to everybody, we've still got the headsets on, eh?
Yeah.
At some point, we're going to lose range, surely.
Let's debrief at. Yeah. Oh shit! I text. Let's debrief at Bishop's place.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you all go to Bishop's place.
Yeah.
And
It
when
is technically Parker's now.
right. Well, it could be Raya's.
That's true.
All right. So you all get to Raya's place and you go inside. And Raya's there, Parker's there, so on. The staff bring out snacks for the other staff.
I'm making sure Alan's okay. He didn't get shot or anything. We were out of the range of everything, so he should be fine.
Alan's stuffing little finger sandwiches in his face at the moment. The ones with toothpicks.
Asparagus or something.
Toothpicks, yeah, toothpicks,
Hors d'oeuvres.
asparagus and hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, you stuff in his face.
How
with
does that taste?
It's all right. I don't know. It's kind of bad, to be honest. That's probably been in the fridge all day.
No.
It's all right. No, not arguing.
I remember finger sandwiches.
Do you want one? Oh, of course you don't.
No. Okay, right. What the hell was that all about? Nobody?
Oh, well, I'll find out.
Good idea, Doc.
I'm glad
Dr.
that
Shipman,
I was cautious.
Shipman, your phone rings.
I'm scared for you all.
Hello?
I am at the location and I'm not sure
Good timing.
what's going on because there's a lot of trouble over here right now. I'm seeing police and ambulances and fucking all sorts of shit going over here, but I don't see you anywhere. I assume you've been and gone.
Yeah, we opened the container and it was just full of absolute death and vampires.
Vampires?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
That's very...
They were draining each other because they had no source of, food left, essentially.
I see.
What it looked like.
Fascinating.
You might want to ask for your money back.
I will. Believe me. But yes, all right. I would very much like you to come with me tomorrow night to a Primogen Council meeting where I should like you to make a presentation about what you have seen.
Okay. Do I need to do I need to make a PowerPoint presentation?
Oh, if you can, that would be fantastic. I've seen one of those, PowerPoint. Very good.
Yeah, we do them all the time in the seminars and stuff.
Right. Well, yes, that would be perfect, in fact.
you think the Primogen will appreciate a PowerPoint presentation?
I think, Dr. Shipman, if it was from you, they would appreciate it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're very corporately minded, this Primogen Council. A lot of Ventru,
Mm.
Toreadors, that sort of.
So I'm assuming they already know what has happened.
Well, they're getting an idea, I suspect, now that the police are there. I suspect our Lady Tatiana will be involved in next to no time.
We were, I guess, ambushed quite quickly.
You
Don't
got
know whether it was
ambushed.
just. I don't know whether it was just security stepping in, but it's just something to note. But
I
yeah.
see. I see.
Okay. I will see you tomorrow.
Good night then.
Good night.
I have got a picture of a face if anybody is interested.
Right. Do you show it to them?
Yeah.
Can everybody make wits and investigation checks, please?
It is not my best picture, but no.
2.
2 successes from Sage.
Is this to tell like what they are? Because
Nope.
okay, sweet. At some point, I probably would want to roll that.
I got 0.
0. Okay. Sage, I think you pretty much the only
I
candidate.
got
here.
4.
Oh, you got 4. All right.
You're a witty fuck.
Dr. Shipman. Dr. Shipman. Calling Dr. Shipman. Does the name Eric Thorson mean anything to you? It should. Because in fact, the face that you're looking at is one of the Sabbat from Norway, from the farm.
Oh, the one that was.
The one that got away.
Okay.
One of the ones that got away, at least.
Okay. I'll relay that.
Okay, so you say, so you're like looking at the picture that Philippe drew, and you're like, oh, I know this guy. I know who this is.
Yeah.
Right.
So you said he was a prison warden.
He's dressed as a
Okay.
prison warden.
Right.
In this picture, he looks like he's dressed as a prison warden.
It seems too convenient, don't you think? Eric was really, really good at what he did, at fighting us, and we took him down like nothing.
Well, I mean,
Took him down.
why wouldn't he just send stuff like this here?
The prison warden didn't get in the train, by the way. Like, he's not in this box.
Yeah, no, he's the one that created them, the vampires. He's not in the box.
Oh, okay, right. From
Yeah, no.
Right, okay.
So he turned one of them or all of them into vampires and then sent them in the box or something like that. Yeah. So I mean, is there any details? Like, I doubt there's anything that indicates which prison it's from. It's just a prison in Norway.
Well, actually, it's a prison in Romania.
Oh, Romania, sorry.
Thorson is from Norway, but this is from a prison in Romania. Let's see. If only your Nosferatu friend were here.
Damn. He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit.
Aw.
But
Send him
He's
a
here in
Back,
play.
guys.
Here in
Why
player.
could we not phone him up? Why could we not send him a copy of the picture?
you can fax him.
And we'll
Yeah.
fax him in the mountain.
Be all over faxes.
We can send him a letter.
Send a letter.
Strongly worded letter.
So, by courier pigeon. All right.
I'll send him a
By
fax.
courier bat.
All right. So you're going to send a fax
Send him a fax
to
with the picture.
Alexis. And
Yeah.
To
Alexis,
the mountain.
Alexis, you will recognize this dude as one of the people that you fought in Norway in the
Yep.
thing. And now you are aware of this prison uniform that he's wearing. And using that, you are able to start trying to match the uniforms to the prison uniform images that you're able to get from prisons in Romania. Can we get Alexis to make a wits and investigation check?
All right, one moment.
Alexis, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
Who is that?
Me and Alexis are in the same place.
Bishop.
Go
I'm
on.
just wondering who you are, though. That's like when you say me,
Bishop.
Alexis.
Yeah,
Bishop.
he's obviously
Bishop.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bishop. 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 Okay, what did you roll?
Butchering your name.
3 successes.
3.
3 successes. Okay. You reckon it's this prison AXYZ?
It's pretty sure it's this prison here. XYZ prison. Incorporated. No.
Yeah.
Sounds
Say-
Romanian.
And the information that you can gather on that particular prison is it is full of political dissidents and a lot of different types of people. Yeah. Overcrowded.
Is that the guy that Bishop fought
One of the
That it-
guys that Bishop fought.
that has the marble skin?
You don't know whether it's him. You don't think it's him.
Okay.
One of the others. One of his lieutenants.
Okay. Hmm.
Is
We're going
Does
on a
anyone
trip
have
again,
any-
aren't we?
I don't know. We can probably
I can sense it. I can sense the trip coming up.
we gotta
Right.
go like roll in cell block 99 through the prison.
There is absolutely no way that I am going to Romania.
I mean, there is like if if we're told to go, then we probably will end up going, Philippe.
Well, yeah, let's report it to.
They
Why
have
not?
lots
Romania
of old
could be fun.
vampires in Romania, including maybe
Dracula.
if he's real,
Right.
he
They
might,
wrote a book about him, so he
Yeah.
might
mustn't
not
be.
be real. I
No, he
hope he's
must
not
be real.
real.
There's a book about him. Well, let's just tell Tatiana then, and she can decide what she wants to do.
I
Right?
think that's good.
Tatiana. Why are we telling Tatiana? Should we not tell the order first,
Oh, is that what we?
What's this order you talk of?
Doctor, take it out of his head. Mm.
And take it out of my salary.
And take it out of my celery.
You don't have to worry about that at the moment.
That is no problem. Don't worry.
I'll get my saw out of my bag.
Good one.
I will go and make the report then. I'll see you a lot later.
Does this do? I mean, do we usually tell the order first before we tell Tatiana? Just about something like this?
I think so.
Why can't we do it at the same time?
Considering where it is,
Fine.
Well,
Oh.
one of us can tell the order and one of us can tell Tatiana. Which one? Which one is going to tell Tatiana? Will you like Tatiana? Sage, you go and tell Tatiana.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that.
And Doc,
I'll send her a
go-
text. She's cool.
You go and tell
I'll
Doc.
go and tell the order. Yeah.
You tell the order.
What do you say in this text message?
Good question.
Airy box.
Okay, we have a situation, and I think all of us need to have a chat with you about the events. Okay. Hello, this is Sage speaking.
Sage,
Hi.
you want to talk?
Can we talk on this line?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
Well, the events of what happened today at blah.
Right. I'm getting reports about this.
I thought you might be.
That was you?
We cleaned up a mess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It was a huge mess.
That explains why the CSI are so fucking confused.
About the what? About the bullets and all the
Well, about all the
chaos?
shit they're finding in that fucking container right now.
Yeah,
There's a lot of dead people up there. It sounds like a fucking mass grave.
yeah. If I were you, I would take control of that. This is
All right.
probably a masquerade issue.
Let's do
So,
that.
yeah.
Okay, and it sounds like there's a lot of shit going on up there. I might need a little bit of extra resources in regards to the mind cleaning crew. Do you know anyone?
I probably know someone that could help.
Right, I need anyone like that.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
all?
Wish I could, tell you more about it, but it's just doesn't seem right over the phone.
All right,
So
fine. Why don't you bring your people?
A
Okay,
Sabat in Romania prison.
I'm not gonna say that over the phone.
Okay.
Danger zone.
Ding,
Masquerade,
ding, ding, ding.
breachy, fun times.
She says, where am I gonna meet you?
Ooh, do you want to come over to Bishop's place?
I'm on my way.
All right. See you soon.
Click.
She's
Alright.
coming over. Oh, by the way, hey Parker,
Yes.
John's gun blew up on him again.
John's got. Oh my god. Fuck. All right. He comes down to you, John. Are you all right? What happened?
Is this from your personal collection, was it?
Well, I thought we'd modified this stuff. That's exactly what I've been worried about. But you did ask for this. I have to say.
That's okay. That's okay. It's not like it couldn't be my fault.
Do you think we could improve it? Would you try it again?
Less explodey.
Yeah, I am more than willing to endure this on my body.
Very well. We'll rebuild it then. He takes
To make it stronger.
whole thing off you. Yes. Very good. Tatiana arrives in the midst of whatever you're doing next. Your debriefing is going along. You're probably talking about what happened, breaking down the events with each other, talking it through, and then putting that information down for a report, which you are now going to send to the order and separately to the local authorities. Is that correct?
Yep. I think Tatiana should be there for this if she isn't.
All right. Well, she gets there and she comes in. Rhea brings her in. She comes in with Rhea and looks around. Okay, what the fuck is going on? You guys better start talking.
Off you go, Doctor. This is your thing.
Well, my sire got my sire paid for this. He paid for a shipment of human refugees. You can ask him why he did that.
What the fuck? Your sire? Who is your sire? Who is your
name? His Ron is Ronnie, right? Ronnie Cray.
Ronnie Cray.
Yeah, it's Ronnie Cray. He's not the nicest person, but
Okay.
Can't help who sires you, unfortunately.
Right.
So the shipment came in, and we had already rescued a bunch of human refugees from another shipment previously.
Okay.
He didn't purchase that one though. He just got tipped off about it. We opened this one, and it's just full of death and vampires that are trying to feed on each other.
Vampires that are trying to feed on each other?
Well, yeah, they'd run out of everything else, I'm assuming.
We have a bit more of a description, right? Like out of game.
Oh.
Do we?
Yeah, out of game.
I was shooting them.
You've
I
seen
should
them
be able
through
to-
scopes. You've seen them close
Yeah.
up. You've seen their hands. You know, you've seen the
Could we-
details.
Could we make some check, please, to figure out
Would
what
I
they
know?
are?
Would I know what they are?
Right. I mean, yeah, you can make wits and occult checks.
Okay. Would suck. It's a shitty roll for me.
Well, something's got to be a shitty roll for you, Sage.
It is vampires though,
Oh,
right?
please.
So specialty.
I got 4.
4. Okay.
5. Oh,
Frick. 4, 5.
I got 4 too.
You got 4 as well. And what about Barry? What does Barry roll, Sam?
Harry rolls some dice.
What's
And
the
these will
cult?
be number. Which will
oh,
be
these are some good rolls, everyone.
These are really good rolls.
We just
0.
instinctively know.
just
Oh,
don't know what it
sorry,
is.
Philippe.
Except for Philippe. I don't know why. Philippe, you've obviously been living a very protected life. These things you would know are whites. And a white is basically what you become when you frenzy too many times and you lose all of your humanity.
We tell that to her. There's 5 of them, right? 5?
There
Okay.
are 5 of them.
Well, what
That was 5 of
Philippe
them.
said, it sounded like they were turned in the container, so they were
If they-
probably embraced and then put in the container.
If they were stopped the blood, then they probably would
That sounds very
be
cruel.
frenzying.
Philippe, you think
on
they
each
were
other, and
embraced
they-
in the container, and then the guy walks out and shuts the container while they're writhing around on the floor, suffering from the embrace. That takes many hours usually to transform. And over that time, the container must have been traveling hundreds of miles whilst these 5 vampires were becoming. Then they discovered their frenzies. Basically, then they drank everybody there, and then they tried to get more blood out of what was left, and then they licked the walls, and then they attacked each other. And finally, they came into a kind of equilibrium where they realized they could drink from each other, and they accidentally created a vernaculum. Can't hear you.
I tell Tatiana that.
All right. She looks at you very curiously. How do you know all of this? I thought you were a painter.
I am.
Okay.
Hence, you've got this picture here, and this picture here, and this picture here. And also, I touch things, and I can see things.
Okay. Sounds good.
For instance, if you give me your hand, I can tell you what you last touched and what you did.
Out of game, no, you can't. No, you can't. Can't work. Doesn't work on people. It only works on things. Sorry.
Things.
Yeah, just to be clear, I do need to make that clear because that's something that does not work with that spell, with that discipline. So it does not work on people. It only works on objects like doorknobs, books. Any physical object is fine, but not anybody that's living.
But she's not living.
It doesn't work on
She's an
people.
object.
I'm not arguing. She's not just an object. She has a life force. It may be an undead life force, but nonetheless, she's not an object.
Okay, well, I wouldn't have said all that.
I know,
No, what is it?
exactly, and that's why I wanted to tell you that, so that we. This is not your
Just look
fault.
insane.
It's perfectly natural to assume that it would work. Okay, so there's no slight
Okay. If I touch a door, or if I touch a piece of paper, or if you leave your glove on the, I can pick up history from it.
I see. So you have spirit's touch.
Yes.
Okay, I know about this.
And John here can help you out with the mind stuff that you're after.
That's good because we're collecting witnesses right now, and I've got a whole bunch of them in a warehouse over at Scotland Yard. And I'm going to need you to come over with me so we can spend a couple of hours rearranging their memories.
Fun. You'll love that.
So,
I don't know whether I'd love it, but
You'd love
yeah.
it.
all right.
Okay.
So the rest of this evening is largely taken up with the doing of these things. And so, Shipman, you end up going to Scotland Yard. You get 3 experience points towards Dominate
Ooh.
from practicing so much Dominate during that period. Sage, what do you spend the rest of the evening doing? Hanging out with Parker. Okay, I know. Cool.
I
Sorry.
actually have to have a chat with him.
Oh, you do have to have a chat.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that in 2 seconds.
That's
after I
fine. That's fine.
just check what everyone else is doing
Mhm.
so I can prioritize. Garth, what do you want to do?
Not a lot, just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Yep, whoever's around, talking with them.
All right. Well, you know, there's obviously John's there, Parker's there, although Parker's about to get seconded for a conversation. Philippe, Dr. Shipman, Tatiana. Do you want to talk to anybody in particular? Are you looking?
No,
for-
just like, passing time sort of thing.
Go find your dog.
He's out at Uther's if he's anywhere.
Right.
Beeping
Okay.
him.
And Shipman, you? Anything you want to? Anyone you want to talk to, converse with? You're busy anyway. That's
Yeah, I think I'd be tied up with the mind wiping.
all of that. The mind wiping. Okay, Philippe.
Oh dear.
Me and John, I think we'll head home.
Okay.
Head home.
All right. Very good. You guys drive back to your apartment, where Giorgio and Rosa have cooked a wonderful meal, and John sits down at the table with you all and eats, and he tucks in his napkin, and he's very precise with his knife and fork. He knows all the road rules, all the table manners, etc. He's
Yeah.
got very high levels of etiquette, you discover. Meanwhile, Mr. Parker is taken aside by Sage. Yes.
Oh god, I don't know how to say this. I think we should stop seeing each other. I know it's only been three nights, but
It's perhaps the shortest affair in the history of the world.
I know.
Why?
So basically I believe that I can't be the one to make you happy. And if I can't satisfy you, then I can't be happy. And it will be this perpetual tornado of unhappiness until we swallow each other alive.
Goodness, what
Or
a great
unalive.
monstrous prediction. I see.
I yeah. I don't want us to stop being friends. And I think that if there's ever a time for us, well, I look forward to it. But now's not the time. I'm sorry, Parker. I'm not strong enough.
Wise, honestly. Probably wise. And there is time.
There's time.
Much time.
We have all the time.
Yes. So come back when you're ready for this. No, kidding. He doesn't say that. I see. So
it wasn't like we really moved really fast.
Right. I think I have one of your sweaters in my room. I'll just go and get it. And he walks off.
You guys.
From Shipman to everyone, he said John is next.
All right, so I'll just wait.
He comes back with your sweater. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I give you a hug?
Of course you can. Come here.
He gives you a hug.
I give him a hug that lasts 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah.
50 seconds.
How about
nearly a minute? That's a long hug.
Yeah, we'll go for a minute. We'll just go. Yeah.
He gives you that sort of
I give him a long hug.
pat on the back after a long time has passed. Well, I suppose we should get back to it. Much to do.
Much to do.
One last thing. Please don't let your friends go through my things again.
I will work on it.
Thank you.
I think, I mean, is there another chest of kinkier toys?
No.
Okay. And I think you'll
No.
be fine.
Mr. Smith is long gone, and those toys no longer exist.
Mr. Smith,
Oh, you don't know Mr. Smith?
I don't know.
Bishop never spoke of him?
No.
I see. Well, I suppose I should leave that to Bishop then, really. Not my business. Forgive me for crossing lines. Seems to be the way lately.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Your secrets are safe with me, although people have really loud hearing.
Loud hearing.
Is that the term? They can hear. They
Alex
can
isn't
hear
around
things.
anymore.
Okay.
The walls are not going to protect anyone from people that are able to hear
Yes.
good.
There are some countermeasures I've learned over the years.
You'll have to teach me those at some point.
I will. Teach the group. Anyhow,
I'll give him a kiss on the cheek and then I'll head home
good night, Sage.
with Alan.
All right.
Night.
So, right, you're in the car with Alan heading home. Dr. Shipman, you've spent some time now mind wiping. You've earned your experience points. What do you
Good
do
job.
after you've finished?
Sorry, what was that?
What are you going to do when you're done with the mind wiping session?
I think I'll probably go do good deeds at the hospital to make myself feel better.
Okay. That sounds reasonable.
Bishop will ring up. I want to report on what happened.
Okay.
Bishop he is at the mountain and he should be happy to be at the mountain and not
He's
worry
training.
about us.
He's doing.
We
I
are
am
fine.
so
He's
worried.
doing Mars
I can
push-ups.
hear it. Mars push-ups.
I am so worried about any one of you at any time.
Yeah.
Parker gets a call.
Sir.
How's it going?
It's improving, I suspect, but painfully.
Why is it improving painfully, and what's the latest reports?
Well, this evening we came across and he explains the situation. He tells you all of the details of the attack and the combat and the whites in the container.
Isn't this getting a bit monotonous, these people coming over here to...
Yes, it does look a bit like some sort of sustained attack, doesn't it?
It does. It's starting to piss me off. Maybe we should go over there and do a sustained attack of our own.
Perhaps that's what they want.
Yeah, they're trying to piss me off and get me off my mountain.
I suppose.
So how are things with you?
Well, nothing to worry about anymore, sir.
What do you mean nothing to worry about anymore? I didn't know I had anything to worry about in the first place. So what was there not to worry about?
Well, as I discussed with you most recently, was it last night?
I think it was last night. What are you talking about?
Well, I think I fairly explicitly told you that Sage and I were having relations.
Yes.
As of tonight, that is no longer the case.
What? What is wrong with you, man? Can't you hold a woman for more than 5 minutes? You and her would have been such a great couple.
No.
Why not? Give me a good reason. It better be a good reason.
I have a number of good reasons, none of them really important enough to talk about.
You sure now?
Hmm?
You sure now? You sure you don't want to talk about them with me?
Yeah, I think so.
You want us to talk to Sage?
You can talk to Sage if you wish, but I'm fairly sure she's come to her own decision on her own.
Is it really what you two want?
Bishop, I think this is really what we want.
Speaking as a person that has lived a long time, I would say, look, mate, I'm sad it didn't work out, but, you know, love you both, all right? Just take care of each other.
Of course, we're all still friends.
Cool,
Nothing
cool.
terribly wrong was lost.
Hey, look, I don't want that armored vehicle moved at all, if possible, all right?
Which one?
We're getting a new armored vehicle in. Oh, gee, I forgot. I should have told you. We're getting a new armored vehicle in. I did a deal over here.
Oh, I see. A new one.
Yeah.
Very well. I see.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
then,
So that'll be heading towards England pretty soon.
I will make some space in the parking lot.
All right. I'm going to ring Sage now.
Good night then, sir.
All right. I ring Sage.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. This is
Hey,
Sage.
Songbird.
Sage,
Hi.
your phone goes beep beep whilst you're talking to Bishop.
I'm getting another call, I think. Or a text. I'm not
Then
sure.
you realize it's a text message. You
Oh.
look down and you see it's from Parker and it says Bishop's about to call you.
Okay. Hello, Bishop. How's everything?
You all right, kid?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Sure you made the right decision?
I think so.
And you can work together?
Of course. I will always think the world of Parker.
Well, you know, you two got a long life, so anything can happen.
Okay, thank you, Bishop.
Yeah.
I'm really going to have to spend some time thinking on this, but thank you. Thank
Okay.
you for your concern. I'm gonna go now, okay?
Look, you've reached, I was listening to Hit Parade. You're even over here now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay, just thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
You take care now.
You too.
If you
Goodbye,
want to
Bishop.
talk,
Oh.
if you want to talk to somebody, don't ring me. Okay, bye.
What an odd conversation. Also.
Sam, you
Hello.
get back to Uther's place at some point?
Yep.
And nobody greets you at the door immediately, but Benjamin does come down to you after you've been in the house for a few minutes, and he knocks on your door.
Hello. Come
Sam,
in.
excuse me. Or best perhaps that you come out. Lord Uther has a surprise for you.
Right, coming.
And he takes you upstairs up into the library, where Uther is kneeling in front of a dog that's very familiar to you.
Yay.
You see that this dog has got scars on it in various places that are literally healing now. He says, I've found your dog, Sam.
Thank you.
He was in a state. I have given him my vitae so that he may heal. It seems to have done him well.
Thank you. I owe you for this.
Apologize that I had to ghoul your dog. If he was not already, I didn't check.
He probably was. They last a bit longer.
Fair enough. Good then. And the dog, does the dog have a name?
Roll.
Roll?
Yep.
Roll gets up and trots over to you, wagging his tail, and starts licking you.
Give him some pats. Yay.
And he likes it. He likes it. You know, jumps up on you, and you have doggy time. You know, and if you cast Sweet Whispers or whatever the fuck, I'm not role playing your dog, just so you know.
Fair enough.
Maybe a little bit. Okay, anybody else have anything they want to do next? Shipman? Philippe? Sage?
Well, I'm gonna break out the cinema.
Break out the cinema. Okay.
And I'm going to watch GoldenEye because I feel overwhelmed with emotion. And like Sage doesn't really get overwhelmed with emotion, so this is how she deals with it.
Right.
Watching films.
Where's Alan?
Pick up the kitty. I don't know. Alan's doing Alan things.
Alan. Okay, well, if Alan's doing Alan things, then Alan's probably operating the projector.
Oh, thank you.
You all
Do
right,
it.
Sage?
I'm fine. I just
You're
really.
staying home tonight.
Yeah. hmm
Okay.
And then under my breath, I'm gonna go. I broke up with Parker.
Sorry. So what? Is Mr. Parker busy tonight? Is he?
He probably is. I don't know because I broke up with him.
He goes, did you just say what I thought you said? And he walks over in your direction, and he pours himself a drink on the way from the bar. Did you say that you broke up with him, or did he break up with you?
I broke up with him.
Were you pushed,
So-
or did you fall?
I don't know what the circumstances around that question is. What do you mean?
Well, did you have to break up with him, or did you choose to? You know.
Oh, I chose to. I'm holding Corey. So.
Yeah. It was probably for the best. Probably for the best.
I think it's for the best.
I heard he was into some right weird stuff.
Wait, from whom? Who said it? Was
Nobody.
it Shipman?
I'm not. No, I don't. It's just the rumors going around amongst the retainers and stuff. Like,
Are you sure it wasn't Shipman?
oh fuck, he might have started it. I don't know where it came from, but although the story I heard had one of Raya's retainers was listening in on various devices in the security room when conversations were had.
Right. Well, I think it's probably a good idea just to keep your nose out of it.
Well, I was absolutely keeping my nose
Don't worry
out.
about him, okay?
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you.
Do you want to watch the film with me? You can hop in the blanket too if you want.
All right. And
And we
Alan
watch
gets in the blanket. And you watch
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And he shows you his very excellent renditions of his James Bond speeches that he has learnt in acting class.
So off you go.
I'm not doing it.
Off you go.
James Bond.
My
James Bond.
immersion.
That's really good. You sound like Parker.
Ah, fuck you. Fine. So what do you guys do now? Anything at the end of the evening? That's it. I guess we can wrap up. I will give you another 5-10 minutes if you want, but if you've got nothing to do, well, fuck, I don't care.
Let's start a whole new adventure.
Start a whole new adventure.
Get on the bus to go to Romania.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bus. You say?
It didn't say it's gonna work.
Okay. Really? You want to do this?
Yeah, right before sunlight too.
Right before sunset. Okay.
Let's get on the magical bus to
The
There's
magic
gotta be
Romania.
something.
And the magic bus is being driven by a big cat
No, the bus is
Nah,
the
it's being
cat.
driven
Oh,
by Catherine's retainer that's gone missing. Jojo.
Jojo. That's
Ugh.
hilarious.
He needs to make a return.
I think afterwards I'll just I'll make sure everything in the house is perfect, and and then I'll practice my music because I forgot that I have that as a job.
Right.
So
It's a job, right? In
Oops.
between sniping whites as they leap out of containers. All right. Fair
Yeah, that's
enough.
what I'm going to do.
Okay. Well, that's the end of your evening. What's the rest of Sam's evening look like? He's playing with his dog.
Yeah.
Going exploring around the estate, whether it's that I'm allowed to around
careful.
outside.
Yeah, you are told to be careful too, and you know why.
Well, I try not to get chewed on by a white wolf, but you know, if it happens, it happens.
Happens. It happens. Sometimes these things do happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shipman, you're doing good deeds for the public service.
Mm,
Then I'd probably go to sleep in the morgue
All
for
right.
old time's sake.
What?
Play a bit of music, maybe.
All right. And Philippe.
Philippe will, I don't know, get to know his retainer a little bit more.
Okay.
Him and Giorgio and Rosa, maybe they can talk about the things they used to do,
All right.
you know.
Okay.
And so, you know, he can figure out how they're going to fit into things and stuff like that.
Right. Well, they seem to be taking John on as part of the family, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, everybody that's part of your family is part of their family, and that's how they treat them.
Yeah.
And yeah, what do you have anything specific that you would like to know about John? Is there anything, any particular information?
Is there,
His shoe size.
does he have
What?
does he have family?
Does he have family?
Does he have a real family?
He does have some family, apparently. He tells you they are alive. He has family in Switzerland and a couple of other places, France, Germany, scattered around Europe, Austria.
Are they militarily inclined?
No.
What are they going to think? Does he think of this whole situation?
Well, as far as they're concerned, Philippe learns that his family have long believed him to be an investment banker, and he has managed to keep his mercenary career completely out of the public eye and out of their purview, as far as he knows.
Now the fact that I'm a millionaire, he can say he's my investment banker.
Exactly.
And does he really know about investment banking?
Fuck all. A little bit. Enough to get away with having a conversation, but a real investment banker would sniff him out in about half an hour.
Okay. Does he know anybody who could literally take care of Philippe's finances and investments and stuff like that?
He's not really that guy. No, he's more interested in engineering and physics and science and stuff like that, and weapons and combat and stuff. He's not that way inclined. He says he's done some work for some Swiss banks and for some Swiss bankers at one point, and maybe if he does some research, he might be able to contact them. He doesn't like contacting them because they are old clients, and old clients can get touchy when the mercenaries that they hired 10 years ago call them up.
Oh, I don't want to get you in any trouble. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I'll find her in some other way. Find her or him in some other way.
All right. Very good. And is there anything else we need to cover before we?
I think there is something. I think we all need to agree that it's no longer 1999. We are in the year 2000. We skipped a lot of time, so
Well,
think
that is true.
might have
It
to
has.
call ourselves something else.
It's about to be 9/11.
Well, the next
think you've
important
got-
date's
you've still
6
got a
months
bit more
from now
time.
when we come back.
Yeah, I think that we can say it's probably like March 2000 now, because there has been a bit of time. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. We skipped a couple of months through the middle.
Skipped about 5 or 6 months already.
Right.
Speaking of which, when are we going to go back to the mountain? Because after 6 months or so, then we all go back and we drink some more of everyone's blood together, and everything's going to be delicious and sweet. When's that
Well,
happening?
Well, 6 months from like a couple of days ago was when Alex and Bishop went.
Right.
It's true.
Well, it will happen when it's most convenient.
Mhm.
And it could happen when you wish to arrange it. Really, it can be arranged. It can be made to happen.
Okay, well,
So yeah,
we probably won't worry about that for a bit then. We're busy people.
you're busy people.
Yeah, we've got people to lake down, so you
Right.
know.
Right. Fair enough. All right then, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
Yeah.
you for this evening.
This was so
Alrighty.
much fun. Oh my god.
Yay.
Shot so many whites.